We just can't go this way. Time to make them oppress us pay. We just can't go this way. So we children could see their way. We just can't go this way. Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no.
And of course, let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Yes, 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 people. It's in the village with the dark triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. I can guarantee you, since we have changed the time from 7 to 9 p.m., we have not gone from 7 to 9 p.m. I think we've been going from 7 to 10 p.m. But as I wait for the other 2/3 of the dark triplets to join us, let me just welcome a few people here that's already in the chat. Let me say, Vonnie Roberts, welcome to you. Good evening to the three musketeers and all the guests locked in. Answer must congratulate you for two very good guests tonight. That's what we try to do here, not just me, but Diana, Gary, and Tommy. We try to have interesting guests all the time. Anthony Medford, let me say a special hello to you as well. Steve Trini Lopez, watching from Orlando, Florida. Anthony Medford said, sky heavy and dark and full with rain in TNT, boy. Full rain. Takesha, special welcome to you. Good night. And of course, we have all the rest coming in. Raj V, boy. Raj V in, boy. Good afternoon, everyone. Raj, happy Christmas, boy. In July Eve. Raj, you starting a little too early, you know. Run there and see you. Run inside all you. I'll flip in here. Run. We see you. We see you. We see you, all right? We see you. We see you. Run inside already. Don't worry. All of you, they got cheesecake, breadsticks, sugar nuts, nuts, man. And all of them go be coming. Hey! Look, we have the red storm boy. No other than the red storm boy. Waveney, Diana, Benskin, McDonald boy.
Yeah, I in trouble or?
No, you're good, man. You're good to go, man. What's up with the red? The storm outfit. What is that one?
I'm protesting.
I PNM. One of the go get along. One of the go along get along from the PNM gang.
I protesting. Right, I don't belong to no go along, get along nobody.
Yeah. No, I just asking. We're getting upset for.
I don't have no ID card. Nobody give me no ID card, so I don't belong to nobody. I have black on here too, you know. See that?
Ron says the first trini on this chat. I think he's throwing that for you, know that. Oh God, Tommy, welcome, boy.
Good evening, family.
Yeah.
And Slam, I just want to change my avatar. So bear.
Now you go ahead and fix your business, man. Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be in the village this afternoon. It's evening. My goodness, it's evening. It's so bright outside. I thought it was still afternoon.
But yeah, that no joke, you know. You for real, you know. I look outside. I say 7 o'clock. I said, well, wait now, man. What really happened? I don't understand that at all. Just so, boy.
Boy. Hey,
I feel a sense of that global warming from China, that for you know. We get some of that global TNT warming, boy.
Hey, tell you.
Hey, Diana, look, your good partner just come. Not scared, boy. Run. This is not a program where we come and track ladies, eh? Ron say I love Diana.
Oh,
I don't know.
Hey.
I don't know about Diana.
Hey, at least he's speaking his mind, eh? He's honest.
Yeah, Diana plenty. I don't know what's going on, boy. Diana plenty attraction, and I ain't gonna lie to you. Well, plenty. Well, plenty. Well, plenty. But you know, I'm hard back there, you know, here.
Yeah, it's not letting me put my avatar. I don't know why.
Don't
You
worry
probably
about
have
the
to.
avatar, man. Ron say you don't need to pop no avatar. Ron say tell Diana to pop no avatar. We like to see she just so. We don't see avatar. You see you no avatar. What you? And not cake agree with him, eh?
You know what? You hold a minute there. Hold a minute.
Not cake agree with him. She gone again. She gone for these slippers, boy, and the soft spoon. You know she have her slippers and her soft spoon, but we have we guests waiting in the background for us. Just be patient with us. Miss Brittany Williams, we will write with you. You know, you know, we just had we have to take care of some people here in the chat. We have some people in the chat. The chatterlicious. I just make up that word. Let me bring back in Diana again.
Something special for them today. Any misbehavior. Yeah, something special. They laugh at my spoon. They laugh at my slipper.
Hold on. Look again. We getting our call here. Hold on. Yeah. Hello, you're on WZYE 95.9 FM. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Slim.
Yeah, I have you on speakerphone. Good.
I have a serious question to ask you all.
Okay.
About the PCR test.
Yes.
They want it in 72 hours.
Right.
If I do it, like if I traveling on a Friday, I do it the Wednesday, Tuesday and Friday, I may not get it in time to board the plane. If I get it on Tuesday, I can do it, but that will be expired.
Okay.
That will expire. So I want you to see about this for me, please.
All right.
Because in this state, where I hear, right, you're getting it in 3 days' time, right? I went 3 places and I still continue looking. In other states, you get it in 1 day time, right? So in Kissimmee, I live in Kissimmee, really.
So when is your flight supposed to be? When you're supposed to be your flight?
Like 3 in the evening.
What day?
Friday.
This next week Friday?
No, not next week Friday. On the 20th of next month.
Oh, don't worry. We will fix that up for you. We will fix that up for you. We will organize.
Yeah, because I really want to know, because that 72 hours in different state, right? In Kissimmee, you can't get it 3 days, and they tell you not get guaranteed. So if you board in the plane, you're not guaranteed to get the how you call it, text to come to your phone so you can show it, or you can download it on the travel pass what they want.
Tell them you
right?
do.
So I don't know.
Yes. So listen.
I don't know.
Listen.
Yeah.
As soon as the show finish, I will contact you and we liaise with Gary and we're gonna handle that for you. Okay?
Yeah, because I call Gary already, so he tell me to call in the program and find out about it.
Right. So what we gonna do? Once the program finish, we gonna handle it and everything will be taken care of. Just hold tight. Okay?
Yeah, it's 𝗹𝗶𝘀𝗁𝗍𝗆, right?
Yeah. I know. It's up on the phone. All right.
Yeah.
Okay then. Cool. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay then. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Bye. We just have to improvise the people. That's one of our lawyers here coming in. We're gonna bring in Miss Brittany Williams in a little bit. Let me say welcome to I think this have to be Run DMC friend and Nuts Cake and breadcrumbs and cheese sticks.
And Slim,
yeah.
you know, they start upon me already. They say I Ian Allen twin sister, all kind of thing. But look, see what I have for it tonight?
A broom.
Huh? What is it?
A broom.
A coquille broom. When all the grandmother beat all the way with a coquille broom.
But look now, that look like coquille from Barbados though.
No, you don't watch yourself. Wherever it's from, it's coquille broom. You see it? Watch it good.
You don't know coquille like that. You know, somebody sending that by FedEx.
Coquille broom for it tonight.
So you know, we have a fella by the name of, well, I don't know if it's the avatar look like I can't see that good. Tomatoes choker.
Mm-hmm.
Tomatoes, is it tomatoes or tomatoes?
Oh,
Tomatoes, where you joining us from, tomatoes?
yeah, tomato, you see? And he and all hitting on me, sir. It's sweeping
Tomatoes
time for you, left foot, right foot, you see?
Tomatoes have to be related to the rest of them, you know.
You
The
see,
rest of
look,
them.
Carisse are giving them the Caribbean treatment.
Yeah,
That you see, 𝗧𝘂𝗲𝗀𝐻𝗃 suffering, right?
Yeah. Look like a Heinz broom. A Heinz broom? What's a Heinz broom?
I do. Tommy, help me now.
Oh, you see? 𝗧𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗁 say tomato is cheese sticks. Tomato changing name. Hey, don't. Anyway, let's bring in our first guest for the night. Well, hey, Mark Daniel, welcome.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Mark,
Somebody said, she
what
said
is
tomato choker is cheese stick.
They say I got the broom from Trinidad.
No,
Yes,
that broom
yes,
come from
Bonnie.
Barbados. That's
Yes,
not Trinidad
Bonnie.
broom.
Yes, Bonnie. Yes, from Trinidad.
Hey,
From Tunapuna.
𝗧𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗁 that cookie is suffering, Jed.
From Tunapuna.
That cookie is maljo, boy.
Tunapuna, buy it
Honestly,
from.
them cookie brands leading to the left, right, center, all over the place.
But when they hit you, go sting you though.
And I know where you get it. I know where you get that cookie from, you know. I know it. Anyway, let's bring in our first guest tonight, joining us out of Trinidad and Tobago. Let me say a special welcome to Miss Brittany Williams. Of course, Miss Brittany Williams is the head of BACA. That's Bringing Awareness, Creating Action. You know, BACA is a non-profit organization. You know, the organization supports victims of domestic violence and abuse, particularly women, men, and children. They offer support through counseling, advice, or referrals to the relevant agencies or NGOs as necessary, and they encourage and empower women, men, and children in their free counseling session, all our working with winners. And they have recovery class that are held monthly. Let's say a special welcome to Miss Brittany Williams. Is it Miss or Mrs. Brittany Williams?
Miss Brittany Williams. Thank you for having me today on your program.
I must tell you, Miss Brittany Williams, you look splendiferous, fantabulous, marvelous, and tremendous in your outfit, I must say.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Those are all words from a little black boy from 𝗧𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗁, because I grew up in 𝗧𝘂𝗃𝗁.
Okay. Thank you.
So we want to say a special, of course, we have with us, you know, we have Diana. This is individuals with the dark triplets. The D is for Diana. The A is for Ansem. The G is for Gary. You know, Diana is known as the Storm. You know, I have all kind of names. My name is what? Flash. And there's also Common Wall Street in Trinidad. And then we have Gary, who's the Phantom. And then we have a fourth person with us, better known as the Outside Child. But the ladies in the chat call him the Love Child. So, you know, it's quite a varied amount of actors in the village.
Right.
And Brittany, you'll see some bad behaved people in the chat. Those are the bad behaved children.
That's okay.
Welcome, Brittany. Welcome to the village.
Brittany is in a 𝗧𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗁 broom. Did my 𝗧𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗁 broom look like I buy it in Tunapuna? Huh?
Nah, Tunapuna don't send that kind of 𝗧𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗁 broom. You can't even get a 𝗧𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗁 broom in 𝗧𝘂𝗃𝗃.
Brittany,
yes,
where I look like I get this 𝗧𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗁 broom from? Tell me the truth.
I myself was wondering, but I really can't comprehend where you get it from. Because I grew up playing 𝗂𝘃𝗃𝗁 broom and I've never seen nothing dismantled like that before.
That 𝗂𝘃𝗃𝗁 broom you come leaning to the left, you know, it's like leaning to the left, leaning to the right. Like,
Oh, make it come.
let me say quickly hello. Linda Gibson, welcome. Clarice as well, welcome. You say hello to you. You know, so Brittany, tell us a little bit
Yes.
about your organizations and some of the things you do in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay. Well, as you guys already know, it's the name of my organization is Bacca. Some persons ask, what is Bacca? Because it's so unusual. It's bringing awareness, creating action, right? Not that we only bring the awareness, but we create it by helping through counseling. Sometimes you go for help and you as a victim who going through, you don't have the funds to pay, but your mind not right. So you need counseling. Where am I going to find the income? Okay, so Bacca came in the gap of we don't even charge for counseling because our motive is to help people within the community on the grounds in depth to help to get what they need, right? Also, we have clothes for women at this time that we trying to give out within the community. And now I say within the community, but sometimes we go as far as Rima, Port of Spain, wherever you need help, you contact us. Once we able, we will. That's the type of organization I have. It's a moving organization. We don't stay in one place at all, right? And we also try with hampers. Sometimes we get little hampers from persons who willing to donate to us, and we take that and distribute to the homes who need the hampers, who have kids and so on in it. So this is a bit of the groundwork. Also, we're looking forward to go within the schools, as you read before at the beginning of the program, with girls and boys, walking with winners, which will be held in school throughout Trinidad and Tobago. So these are things that we want to look forward in the future to do as well.
So there's already someone in the chat saying that, Carissa is saying that, if you want to give clothes, how do we contact you?
Okay.
Because we interact with people in our chat, and they ask questions and we immediately ask the guests these questions.
Okay, so like that, we have a page on Facebook. You could find us on Bacca, right? BACA, Bacca, bringing awareness, creating action. And also, I like to be in tune with the people. So I also give my personal contact, which is 739-9300. 739-9300. 739-9300. You could contact me on WhatsApp. If you call and you don't get through, leave a message. Guarantee I will answer soon as possible, right? And that will be very helpful and thankful for the support as well.
That's interesting. For an organization like that, right? Where do you get funds to run an organization like that?
Okay, that's a very, very, very good question and very important question. At this time, our organization is very small, but yet the growth of it by the support of the people within the Bacca organization, we do the funding ourselves. I try my best to keep little programs for the children online now as is COVID and so on. And, sometimes the parents will come and they will contribute a little. When I say little, I mean like they will give a food item. They little by little goes a long way. And that's how we making out at this time. We don't have any sponsors. We don't have any connection with no one to say as this time presently. So we pray that in the future, people out there will see what we're doing and really jump on board by helping us because we need it. We on the grounds and we hear any cries when we go through the community or we get a call, sometimes 3 o'clock in the night, my phone going off because why? People need help, and it's so much Miss Bacca could do, right? I'm trying my best, but within this kind of organization, you really need the support.
So, but how long have your organization been in existence?
Well, to be honest with you, this have signed up since 2006. right?
Wow.
And yeah, since 2006 now, Bacca also is a daycare, but due to COVID, everything shut down, right? From that, we start to go gradually, little by little, and we now jump on to push the Bacca name, but it have been existent since 2016, right?
Now, go ahead.
No, it just recently I formed a page on Facebook. So that is how people now getting in contact to know Bacca exists.
Now, has there been any governmental assistance? Because I think what you are doing here is significantly important in Trinidad and Tobago, especially in the climate that we are now in Trinidad and Tobago. Has there been any government assistance at all?
No. Not at this moment at all. So we're really looking into that. And as I say, as soon as the place open, I will be sending out my letters for assistance. I have reached out to several radios stations to get an air. It wasn't possible. I haven't get a phone call, anything as yet. So I am on the ground as well, trying to push this organization, and a little bit of help will also be very, very wonderful to get with this.
So let me make sure I hear you correctly. You have reached out to different radio stations and they didn't get your email, the email get hung up in cyberspace, or the phone call didn't go, the phone call went in a different direction. The phone call went to TSTT instead of BACA Mobile, or I try to understand. Help me, please, help me.
Well, I could only tell you from my end. I did reach out to several stations. Also, I know one or two of them, and I show them. They sound very interested in it when I speak about it. And yes, but I don't know, some way it disappeared in thin air. So I'm still, they say in having an organization without persistency, it will fail. And I am very persistent in what I'm doing. And if I wasn't, due to being out there and seeing the cries of people, it pushing me even more, and also the persons who surrounded me in this circle. When we go and we see, recently we went to feed a family. We think it was only 3 kids. We didn't really ask much question. When we reached there, actually it was 10 of them. So things like this, it breaks your heart to see. And you try your best to see how you could help and assist, because it's not easy out here. Especially now. It's not easy.
So someone is asking, have you contacted Social Development Ministry?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I had a brief conversation with them over the phone, and they guide me, direct me with everything. And as I say, as soon as the place open, we will be sending out letters, going in the office, everything like that. So that was one of the good thing, I must say, I get that opportunity to talk to them on the phone, and I felt very happy about that. So that is one we're looking forward to do right now.
So go ahead.
In Trinidad, people always come in and they can't come. Right?
Oh Lord, Gary.
You mean they go into a place and they don't show up?
They don't reach.
The government can't get their own act together. So anyway, young lady, this is the Phantom here. I want to congratulate you. It's something that is very much needed, and I would like to encourage you to get a representative in each constituency to work with you. And
thank you.
And our team here will definitely do everything to support you in advertising what you're doing, and supply us as much information, or give us a flyer or something that we could spread around and help you, because this is something that is absolutely needed on the ground in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
And we need to bring the awareness, and we need to take some action with the things that we discover. You don't just bring the awareness. A lot of people bring in the awareness for 20 years now, and we can't get no action. So I strongly support what you're doing, and I want to congratulate congratulate you, and like I said, on our end, we will do everything to assist you.
Thank you.
Someone is asking, is the organization registered?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is registered, and we have a little background work that we are seeing about right now, right, legally. But the organization is registered, and we have a little more tallying up to do, right? So
Where is it headquartered?
right now, basically everything is online at this time because all right, we communicate deeply with Miss Teresa Lynch, that is one of the councillor of San Fernando, and yes, we get support through, you know, and we also take stuff and support her with what she's doing too, right? So basically, if we have to meet to give out items or anything, we will try to meet in that area to give out stuff to people, right? That is within 𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗍𝗃 area in South San Fernando. So, yes.
Okay.
Where are you actually located? Where are you situated now in Trinidad?
I am in South Side, San Fernando.
Oh, San Fernando. Okay.
Yeah.
So Rajvi said she should talk to the MPs in the area that may help.
MPs.
Yeah.
MPs. That's the MPs. Yeah, I mean, you could talk to the council and the MPs, you know, and see what happens, you know.
Yes, right.
Right. Nutscake says programs like Bacca should be fully funded by the government. I mean, I agree with that, man. Fully.
Except they may have some things set up that's supposed to do what Bacca is doing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you know,
you
sometimes
them out of business or embarrassing them that you're doing the job that they're supposed to be doing. So I think your best bet is to reach out to the business community that you will get support before the government gets you that help. You know, the business community, just present what you're doing, make up a presentation, and you know, keep, you know, and try to keep everything, you know, honest and legit, you know, so that you have no issues to damage your reputation. But I would say put something together and try to submit it to the business community because you have a quicker chance of getting help because government always come in and they reach it.
Okay.
Let me say a special welcome to my friend Linus E. Rogers. Boy, Linus, welcome, partner. You're inside. Yeah. Linus, you're inside, boy, big time. Melissa Phillip. Melissa, where are you joining us from, Melissa? Is Melissa new, Diana?
Yeah, I think so.
Melissa. Yeah, Melissa new. Melissa, where are you joining us from? I hope you're not joining us from the same place with Nutscake and Wolverine and breadsticks and cheese crumbs and Run DMC and the rest of them from, because all of them from the same village. No, all of them from the same village.
Brittany girl, hold on.
Yeah.
It's a special village. We have some people here. We have about 7 people in the chat. All of them from the same village. You know what I mean? And they just carry on the same way. I don't know if that's just alike too.
Someone asks, Linus Rogers asks, how is your program different from that of St. Vincent de Paul?
How is my program different?
Yeah, from that of St. Vincent de Paul, yeah.
Well, as I say, right now, everything that we are doing is basically I will call it handmade because it's from the persons who within the organization is who helping. And I believe St. Vincent de Paul is under government. So that will be the difference between us, but the work might be similar, you know, by helping.
How many persons you have in your organization at this time?
At this time, and counting, is about 8 persons.
Okay.
That's a big.
So Vonnie Roberts says Miss Williams need to have a board of directors and proper accounting so she can show to the Ministry of Social Development.
Right. Yes, we are aware of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Wait, but wait now. I think 𝗧𝘂𝗃𝗍𝗆 just come in here, chinny chin. So.
No. No. Chin, don't pay him no mind.
I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Chini, is it Chinese Chin or Chini Chin? Chini Chin, where are you joining us from? My apologies. My apologies. I apologize. I humbly apologize.
Leave Chini Chin alone.
Yeah. So now that we are coming out of the pandemic, right? What are some of the goals for Bacca going forward?
Right. So that is something we're very excited about because, as I say, we have a vision which is to go in the schools and really talk to the children. But I know at this time with the pandemic, it will be a little tough to go into the schools. But as little as we could, we will be doing. So this is one main factor that we are looking at presently. The next one is try to just keep communicating with the children online, so we put out classes for them, interact with them, because what I believe I did children, I did childcare from 0 to 6, 6 to 12, and the first factor, like at the age of 5 years and so on, you grab that child and you nurture that child and they will grow into, now I'm not saying they wouldn't make mistakes, but if you get them at an early age, that is the time you groom them and you educate them and motivate them to do for this land, because sometimes you look and you see the kind of stuff that children involve in and it's so sad, so if we could do that, we will try our best to do as much as we can. So this is something major. Also, the counseling sessions, I will be reaching out to either the MP or also the counselor to see where we could get a little space within the community center where we could have classes at least once a week where people could come and meet with us and we will be able to give out clothes to them, if it's food, however, but we need a little base where people could come to us. So this is the task that I'm looking at for when the place open.
What I want to interject here, Anselm, I have worked with Miss Brittany in the past. I've done, what have I done, Brittany? I have given a presentation on domestic violence.
Yes.
I've, graced a poem, and I've done they've interviewed me as a survivor of child abuse and how to go forward. And, I told them about therapy and stuff. So I've been involved with them a long time. I plan also, and Anselm is aware, and she's also aware, WZYE plans also on doing a hamper drop with her. Providing some hampers sometime next week or thereafter in her location, and she will distribute it to the families that are in need. She would best know the ones that are in need. So that is our plans to assist, the immediate needs of Bacca at this time. But going forward, we have to stay in touch.
Yes, Miss Diana Benskin. Always a number one supporter. If I need to find out something, I will harass Miss Diana Benskin. What do you think about it? Sometimes I know she's busy, but sometimes I message on the phone, and when she thinks she will, yes, Brittany. So sometimes in this, you always need someone who could really give you advice, who could shake you up, who could pull you, and I really, really appreciate that from Miss Diana Benskin. And also the love and the support, because when I invite her to the program, I say, Miss Diana Benskin is a very versed lady. I wonder if she'll come on. And when I invite her, she was like, oh, yes. And I was like, wow. So we was really, really happy to have you, I must say. And thank you for all your support and love.
No problem. Anything
your phone number, please?
739 9300.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So let me say some quick hellos to a few people. Lana, welcome. Lana, you're early. Albert Montano, let me say hello as well. So just going forward, right? I'm seeing all these things. What do you think going forward? What do you think is 3 most important things you would like to see for your organization in the next year or so? three most important things in the next year or so?
That's a very good question because I have a million vision for this organization, but as you call on three, one is having our own shelter. That is one. That is the major, because it have a lot of ladies run for rescue. The only problem, we can't get them out properly because we don't have any way to put them, right? So shelter is very important. Number two, if we could get the support, attached, as all you guys say, to the government or even the private, once it's a continuous support is needed, right? And number three is to reach out international to different, if it's Guyana, wrong the Caribbean, and also international in the States, just spread the message of Bacca. And when I say that, I say it in the terms of domestic violence. I am a survivor, and I know it have a lot of persons who listening probably right now and saying, wow, I'm in it. How to come out? And it had a time I didn't know how to turn. And this is the purpose of Bacca, to bring you out, is bringing awareness and also creating action. I want ladies to be able to come up on a stage where we keep in a conference and where we could speak and let them have a voice. Also the men, the men just keep very quiet and they operate with an anger, but sometimes you don't know what they have been through. The kids, we keep saying things with the kids that, oh, you're so small and you so this, but listen, these children suffer as well, but they suffer very silent.
We saw recently where one woman allegedly murdered her husband. So,
Yeah, but the funny thing is, Miss Diana, we always hear the conversation about women needing help. We hear it, we know it, but it has some men I have been talking to going through a lot of depression, and it's so sad sometimes when you really hear how they speak. They feel they're not confident, they ain't sure what role or what post of a man to play, and these things really needs to be addressed, and this is where Bacca come in. And if we could get different little, like, if someone have an empty space and you're not doing anything with it, let us know, get in contact. We need places to carry Bacca, spread it all over, because people need help throughout Trinidad and Tobago.
Someone asks, is there equitable distribution with this organization above board?
Yeah, right. Now, we are an organization, we always ground ourselves in prayer. Always, because without God, it wouldn't be possible. It would not reach nowhere. And I'm telling you, this Bacca movement, to go up on Facebook and see the page, the how people just communicate and support, is something I never thought that I will see today. And I am telling you publicly, it would not be possible if God wasn't in the midst of it. We always put God first. We gather, if we go into a home, we will gather outside the home, we will gather within the home, which part we is leaving, we will pray, and we go in with God everywhere we go in, because it's only Him. It's only Him, because I'm telling you, with this pandemic, and we not get any support outside, is no way we sometimes we stand up there and we like, where these things come from? Where it come from, and it's only God we could think about, because He hearing our cries, He's seeing our struggles, and we cannot listen to the cries out there and can't help somebody. We have to try, right? So He's always in the midst.
Now, someone said this. I don't know if they're asking a question or if it's pun intended, but domestic violence. My wife beating me every night. What all you telling all yourself? I mean,
okay.
That is Ron the MC. I don't know if Ron is talking truth or if it's pun intended. So I'm not sure.
Okay, I will tell that person, if your wife is doing that and you sitting down, that's your way of encouraging what's going on, and now we have this program. You should also be happy to engage and find out how best you as well could get assistance, or even self if we mightn't be able to do much. By we speaking to you and communicating with you will give you the more upper hand to leave, because it doesn't make sense you sit down in it, and I think sometimes you're building a anger come out from it.
Yeah.
Brittany, do you find that the pandemic and the lockdown sort of, what's the word? You saw more cases of domestic violence than normal?
Yeah, definitely. A lot more. A lot more. It's sad because, I mean, we deal with private and confidential, so I cannot come on this platform and speak. But I am telling you, we are witnessing it. Midnight, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. If that phone, and I can't switch off the phone because why? It's what you're dealing with. What you're dealing with. It wouldn't be nice to wake up in the morning and know someone that you're dealing with, you see on the news in the morning. It wouldn't be nice. Right? So it have rise 1,000 more up view. I witness all on the internet. You're seeing it, people videotaping it. It's all over.
Erica says Bacca seems to be making some progressive headways to those in need.
Yes. Yes, it have. It have been. It's now I will say it mightn't be as much as we will want to, but the little goes a long way. Sometimes we ask person to support with little grocery items or even perhaps clothes. And I always say if you have one thing a piece that you're willing to donate, thank you. May God bless your food basket, because that will help someone with a meal for the night, for the day, for with the kids. Don't ever feel shame to bring one item or two items. It goes a long way.
Lana says, I'm a survivor and I try to help anyone who come my way for help because I know how it was for me.
Very nice. Exactly. And that
Go ahead.
That's a very important statement. I must say that the young lady have made, because sometimes when you come out from this situation, some people tend to forget what they have been through several years before. And then they will look at a victim, someone who going through, and they will call them names. And that's very wrong. You never forget, but you always try to help as best. I ain't telling you to train yourself, but you help, because when you was in that, you had no one really to pull you out, and that's very good.
Let me say a special welcome to Mad Dog. Mad Dog, welcome. Mad Dog, earlier, I think your cousin logged in, Crazy Dog. They logged in before you.
Oh, Lord. And listen here. You all best be behaving. I'm bringing back out the coquille broom.
Yeah, we have a cook.
Okay, you see my coquille broom.
We just have to have an instrument to deal with some of the people in the chat.
Yeah.
So Diana brings she Belgian coquille broom with some Maljo coquille branch.
Oh my God.
The first time I bring a slipper, they say from Rattan. I bring a pot spoon, they say I get it from Rattan too. I say from Amazon. They say it's a jungle slipper. And now they're making fun of my coquille broom. All right, good, go ahead.
So folks, Brittany just put a Gmail address in the chat as well, in order for you to get in contact with us. So it's Brittany, Britt123will@gmail.com. All right, Britt123will, Britt, BRITT123will@gmail.com. And it's in the chat. Nuts Cake say we behaving now. I don't know.
You see, I tell you the coquille broom gonna work.
No, because you had to judge the cake, just nuts.
The coquille broom looking coquille,
Yeah. So you know what it is? You know what's good about this is that, we are having this is such an important, of what's happening in Trinidad and Tobago today with some of the things that Bacca is doing. And in this pandemic where people are actually locked down in their house. And, we are kind of hoping that, the government of Trinidad and Tobago will see light of the day, and basically open back up the system, get rid of the state of emergency, for people to start to kind of breathe again, because it seemed like, people are not able to breathe, over 16 months now. And that's a long time. I mean, I live in New Jersey and we open back up long time. Long time we open back up. Right? And now that the Delta variant will be in Trinidad soon, because I hear the CMO say they're waiting, they're preparing for the Delta variant. The Delta variant will go all about the place. So,
and the lambada.
They have a lambada too? So I'm happy to see that people in Trinidad and Tobago have an opportunity to go and take the vaccine. And so I won't tell people whether you should go take the vaccine or not take the vaccine. That is a personal choice, and I'm not one to tell a person, whether they should or shouldn't. If people want to, they do it. If people don't want to, they do it. They do it. So how is it for your organization dealing with vaccinated and unvaccinated people? Because I mean, what's that experience going to be like going forward?
Okay, well, as you now see, that it is quite a personal matter, because we are wrong and we hearing the back and forth with some persons disagree and some persons agree, so I leave that into everyone's hands to make the decision based on, people have so much of different meaning towards it, and I left that in everyone's hands.
Melissa says, Melissa says, Dr. 𝗧𝗂𝗏𝐿𝐆 released the Delta popular. I will never forget that. What is it? What is? Melissa, explain that a little bit more. I guess explain that a little more. Lana says we also need our police officers to be trained to deal with domestic violence. Some of them have no heart towards domestic violence victims. What do you say about that?
I agree with it. I agree. Now I wouldn't place everyone in the category because I have some police friends as well that I also indulge in self-defense class with them. And some of them are officers and I have one or two who have been in domestic situation as well. So I wouldn't put everyone under the same bracket, but speaking publicly, yes, they do have to, get some sort of training with that. They need that training because sometimes they go and you could rough up the person, you could frighten the person. When you come with that kind of engagement to speak to someone who already going through this, they ain't going to speak to you, right? Domestic violence is it's like a egg. You're moving from one counter to the next. You have to deal with it very carefully. The simplest thing that you say or do could shut that person down. They done went through enough already. So I believe that they really need some type of training for that.
We need you see, there's a lack of structure in place. An organization like Bacca should be interconnected with the TTPS so that when they get an individual that's in a situation, they have where they turn over this person to an organization like Bacca for support. Because the TTPS does not really have the resources and the training to deal with it. So everything should be
Gary, of course the TTPS have resources. Them investing resources in a company in England called Bad Wolf, where the former Soca Warriors coach Terry Fenwick and them fellas was coming on and doing things for the Trinidad and Tobago police, and they was getting paid $900,000. You see that scandal? They have money.
What I'm saying to you is a lot of changes have taken place, but we are not there yet where we need to be because the demand is so high. I'm not saying they have started to get some resources. They faced a lot of criticism and they have improved in what they have been doing because of the criticism and the heavy pressure. And we also selected or supported a commissioner of police to make that difference. I don't expect him to get everything done overnight. So, but what I'm saying to you, the understanding must be reached where the government of Trinidad and Tobago must understand that they must consolidate with the law enforcement together with agencies like Bacca in order to resolve the issues, because a lot of times these people have nowhere to go. I mean, and they end up staying or they end up getting killed when if we were able to extract them as quickly as possible and help resolve the issue, the person ended up staying at home because they have nowhere to go. You know, so we need the resources drastically in order to really fulfill the the need. So there must be some kind of understanding with TTPS, the government of Trinidad and Tobago, and these non-profit organizations.
No, this is interesting. Takesha says, my husband took the vaccine, the Chinese one. The first shot he's complaining about chest pain, and the second shot was last week Saturday, and he was experiencing breathing problems. And then she said, and had to be placed in an observation room right after. And up to now, he's still getting the same problem. So I'm really scared to get vaccinated right now because I have health issues.
And she should make sure that is reported and documented, because the acting like everything is fine and dandy, and it's smooth sailing. And we have complaints about AstraZeneca also with blood clots and blood pressure.
Why? I mean, I am.
All kind of. You have to bring back Dr. Faith now, right?
Yeah, and the psychiatrist. Yeah.
The psychologist was.
So Brittany, how do you guys deal with these issues? Because you are dealing with so many people issues. How do you live your life and have to deal with all these other issues of all these people?
Well, that is very, very nice of you to ask, because sometimes people look at you as the hero, but they don't really know the background of it. Well, I have a 8-year-old, so that alone could be a task at times, but still I have to try to value, know when to turn off, when to come on, this kind of way. But a lot of persons, I say, need help, and I from work, have to deal with my son. From my son, some of them are doing some classes online. It is a challenge, but I'm not complaining because I have an aim. I have a vision, I have an aim, and I am very persistent, and I thank God for the strength. So that's how I am getting by when the day come.
You have to be selfless to do these kind of things. You have to be very selfless. Sometimes. But all of us are put on this planet, to do something. There is something. Yeah. All of us are put on a purpose. I mean, everybody have a different purpose. And once a person find their purpose, nothing can really stop them. From going forward with that.
It's true because I remember, and I could record from a young age growing up, I always when I go to school, people will little children, and they're speaking, I have mommy and I have daddy and I grew up, and I couldn't say that. My dad actually passed away. I don't know him when I was in my mommy tummy, and my mom ended up going to the States in New Jersey right now, and I actually went with her, and due to work in the States to keep children all over, anything could happen. So the employer told her, well, send her back home. I came back down to Trinidad, my aunt, grandmother, everybody I was there with, but I never felt that love. I never felt that bond. I always, like, we will use the term in Trinidad, the black sheep. Everybody have their mom and whoever supporting them, and I always just there. And when someone come to me and communicate with these kind of story, how could I just stand back and say, okay, well, you're going through that? No, I can't. It is bother me. I have to deal with it. Something have to come out from it, because at the time when I was young, I really didn't have no one. But thank God, you see, God, he just put people in the right place. It might be a family who will help you, neighbors, friends, strangers. And in my experience, it was actually the neighbor who helped me, who, used to rescue me. And I used to feel loved. I used to feel welcome. I had a voice in their home, you know. And sometimes people will say, "Oh, I did not abuse you," but the things that come out from your mouth is verbal abuse. You could tear down someone so bad just by telling them how ugly they is, how disgusting they is, you this, you that. Be careful of your words. They can destroy anybody, I'm telling you. Because now I say all this to give you guys a little insight of my life before. And with all these words that I get and all these abuse, blush, end up in the hospital, blank out, don't know myself, frustrated, depressed, running through the road, get, you know, sometimes you're looking for love and you end up with a little boyfriend and he's beating you. So with these things, I had it in my mind, like, you know, like, why am I still alive? Why? You know, to go through this, to face this. Every morning I wake up, I look up and I'm like, Lord Father, I am here again. But listen, when you see God have a purpose for you, when you see you have a purpose for you, that is very, very, yeah.
We're approaching the hour.
So Brittany, stick and stay with us. It's in the village of the Dark Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, we have with us Miss Brittany Williams, the founder of Bacca, and she's, you know, talking about her organization, and it's a fantastic organization. And many of you who are in the chat, and those of you who are listening to us on 95.9 FM as well, you know, this is what we do here at 95.9 FM. We're going to go for a quick break, and we'll be right back after this short message. Of course, it's in the village with the Dark Triplets at WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
And of course, we are back with you. It's in the village with the Dark Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. Brittany, can you give out the email address again and the telephone number?
Okay, it's Britt, BRITT 123 Will WILL @gmail.com. That's the email address, and the phone contact number is 739-9300.
Well, Ms. Williams, we want to thank you so very kindly for joining us, and we definitely like to have you back, because I think what your organization do is very important. It was important before the pandemic, and it's more important now, you know, after this pandemic, and it's really sorely needed. And I know we have a lot of praying mantis too in the chat. They're going to pray for you to somehow have the government get involved, you know, the Ministry of, you know, Social Development for what you do, and, you know, the TPS as well, because, you know, they could work with the organization, because, you know, I mean, a lot of policemen, you know, go through this type of thing too as well, you know, and they can really get that help, you know, from your organization. So any closing words before you go?
Well, yes, I would like to thank everyone, all the Bacca team, the #1 supporters. You guys know yourself, you know, always there. And also, I would like to call Miss Sensi Princess. We connected with her with Purple Dragon. So when you come with us, we will get you on to the classes where you will have a very reasonable course under Bacca Empowering Women to help yourself with self-defense. So thank you so much for this love and support, and thanks for having me on the program this evening.
Thank you so very kindly. It's appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best.
Have a good evening.
Thanks.
So folks, yeah, so there you have it. We have the founder of Bacca, Miss Brittany Williams, you know, joining us. And of course, we have coming up next is boy, we be shooting fast tonight in the village, boy. We have former Minister of Trade and former Minister in the Ministry of Finance, you know, Dr. Browne. He's going to be joining us, right? You know, sometimes you get mixed up with the Browns, right? There's Amy Browne There's Mariano Browne. There's all different Browns, right?
Anselm Browne.
No. You don't know Anselm Browne. What Anselm Browne?
You don't know that?
Where Anselm Browne is that one? Where that one come from?
You don't know that? Might have a Diana Browne too.
No, but listen, we had to look at this one, boy. We team in the Olympics, yes?
Yeah.
Let me look at the team in the Olympics, boy. Watch it. About 𝗧𝗂𝗶𝘆. 𝗧𝗂𝗶𝘆 had a little bit to say about Trinidad and Tobago have a goal of 10 gold medals by the 2024 Olympics, right? But here's 𝗧𝗂𝗶𝘆 on our goal of 10 gold medals, right, by the 2024 Olympics.
And all that stuff, because I felt like, look, if you get a half or a quarter of that, you will still be doing as well as the country has done in its history. My problem with some of what has transpired is that you have people in Trinidad and Tobago who they know very well, as you said, Lasana, everything is done at a very amateur level sometimes, and you can't have pro goals with amateur planning. You can't have these lofty aspirations if you know very well that is a 1972 Cortina type system you're running. It's like, come on, guys. So I didn't have a problem with the initial thing. I just felt like, who are y'all fooling where, 𝗪𝗏 results are bad, World Under 20 results are bad, World Under 18 results are bad, but where is this machine that's going to create these medals? So once I realized that it was a question of we either fooling ourselves or we don't want to hear the truth, then I just kind of shrugged my shoulders at it. I'm not offended in any way, but I know very well what it takes to create Olympic medalists, and we haven't been doing it. We haven't been doing it for some time, and we've been kind of passing it off as, somehow it will work, because it used to work back in the 70s and 80s and 90s, and it's part of the reason why sport is looking like it is across the board right now.
And I have to say this, being that a person who is fully involved in sports in Trinidad and Tobago, boy, the current government of Trinidad and Tobago, to be honest with you, them fellas don't really care about sports in Trinidad. And here's my reason why, right? And in Trinidad, we seem to be playing not square pegs, round pegs in square holes. I will put it that way. Anybody know if 𝗧𝗪𝗃𝗀𝗁𝗁 ever played netball?
I could research it for you.
Anybody in the chat? All ever know if 𝗧𝗪𝗃𝗀𝗁𝗁 play netball? Anybody in the chat? All you help me, because I don't want to misquote or misidentify the ladies' sports skills. 𝗧𝗪𝗃𝗀𝗁𝗁 is the Minister of Sports. 𝗧𝗪𝗃𝗀𝗁𝗁, right? So, where you expect sports to be in Trinidad and Tobago? If 𝗧𝗪𝗃𝗀𝗁𝗁 is the Minister of Sports.
Oh, God.
That's all I have to say. I mean, and let me tell you something, and that's why the Mayor San Fernando getting all the trouble he getting into, right? Melissa Phillip. Melissa, where you from?
She only know how to flirt with her. Oh, God.
Not 𝗪𝗃𝗀𝗁𝗁 says she can't even run.
Oh,
Lana
God.
say she never play any sports, right? So think about this, right? How could you have a Minister of Sports who never even play netball and use a Minister of Sports? You see what Tomato choke up in there? Tomato, I know reading that, no?
She was a wicket keeper. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hey. Who put that?
Tomato choker.
Tomato choker, you obviously were late to the game. Did you see my broom?
You take all that broom film. Take all
Did
that
you
broom
see
film.
my broom, tomato
Take all that broom
choker?
film. Boy,
Okay.
Hey, man, wicked, you know, boy. You look over yourself, Philip.
Outrageous.
Oh my Lord!
I didn't bring that up for that. I talk about facts.
Somebody said they will get dog cough if they get hit with the broom.
Yeah, he said, I think you dribble on that ball.
I don't know that.
She dribbled on that ball and she was sleeping once.
Yo,
oh, yeah, easy. Are you wicked, you know, boy?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I talk about that
They comical.
Yeah, I talk about serious thing in the Olympics. And I talk about sports in Trinidad and Tobago. Are you see them fellas gone?
Yep.
This is a serious problem. When Jamaica goes to the you know, when even Rose going the act. When Jamaica goes to the Olympics and they bring back all the medals. I mean, and not only that, but the character games. The character games, basically games from under 20, under 15, under 17. You know, when Jamaica go to is medals after medals after medals. You know, we used to be finishing second to Jamaica. All of a sudden, Barbados go in front of us. Then Bahamas go in front of us, right? When you get in you know, I remember, right? I make a Trinidad and Tobago team once. So we was going Bahamas for the Central American and Caribbean Games. And they put me in a school with one set of cuts in the school and expect you to perform at your best. I said, nah, me go and stay in there. I never forget this. Me and another fella by the name of Michael Paul, we went and stayed at the Nassau Beach Hotel because we tell them we were considered foreign based, right? We couldn't go and stay in there with a cut and you have to go and run. Look.
Anselm, Ron say, how he going, nobody ain't reading, he comment. Say Miss Benskin look like she just beat man bad and Shamfa is a baby. Okay, Ron, you happy?
Ron talking about, I read Ron comments. Ron, like they give you something to drink and you smoke it, you know. I feel so.
Yeah. I don't know where they come from, boy.
So listen, if we as Trinbagonians could take sports seriously, man. When we beat Big Bad America in the 4x4 in the World Championship, oh good, we were all over the place, boy. All over the place.
So let me ask you something, Answer.
Yeah.
How old is 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 Crawford now?
He might be close to about 70 now.
He's too old to be Minister of Sport. How old is Otto Bolden?
Otto Bolden must be in his 50s, I would say. So
why can't he be Minister of Sports?
Diana, I don't know. No, but listen to this. He can't be Minister of Sport because he has a and they need to change the constitution about this.
Yes, we gotta pick this up sooner. That is why I brought it up. Go ahead.
We gotta talk about this. Otto Bolden cannot be a Minister of Sports in Trinidad because I think he has dual citizenship.
Yeah, he has a U.S. passport, so he would have to give up his U.S. passport.
Correct, is right.
Like how 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 had to do it in order to take up a position with UNC.
Alleged that he gave it up. Alleged.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's why I brought it up.
Pedro Garcia, where you're from? Pedro Garcia, no joke. I know who that Pedro is, you know. I feel so.
She played with a lot of boys. Pedro, please don't behave like the rest of them in this class.
Pedro just come in, you know. I think that fellas corrupting them as a fellas, you know. But listen, right? You see Trinidad and Tobago, when we are good at. But you see when we are backward, let me get out of this thing here. When we are backward, In the Senate in the United States of America, senators who representing states across the country, there are many of them with dual citizenship. They cannot become president of the United States of America, right? But they could run for seats in their states and become senators. There's many of them in dual citizenship. In Trinidad and Tobago, they tell you that You cannot have dual citizenship and become an MP, a member of parliament, or a minister. That is archaic, Stone Age kind of thinking, man. That's Stone Age thinking. Some of you may differ me about that, but it are people who, for example, me, when I leave 𝗧𝗂𝗲𝗀𝗆, I was a young 18-year-old sprite fella. You understand? And I come away, and I have all my kids and thing here, right? I want to go back home and do something for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You are telling me that I have to give up my citizenship of the United States of America to come back home to serve Trinidad and Tobago.
Makes no sense.
And I'm more patriotic, right, than them who have one citizenship. All they help me now. Maybe I'm talking. Maybe I just running my mouth. All they help me. What do you guys think?
Well, you know, the argument is that they can't serve two masters, which I think is garbage.
Wait. My mother and father is Bajan. The Constitution of Barbados makes me a citizen of Barbados. So you're telling me I supposed to what? How? And I'm born in Trinidad. How I serving two masters? I have served two masters.
You can.
I have. I mean, you can't.
I'm saying you can.
Oh. I worked and paid taxes. I worked and paid taxes in Trinidad and Tobago. I worked and paid taxes in Barbados. I was in the Barbados Coast Guard. And I had applied for the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and I had gotten through. So what were you talking about? You can't serve two masters.
Dana, you can do all of that. You can do all of that. But when it comes to Parliament, you cannot be a member of Parliament and have dual citizenship.
But what does your citizenship have to do with what's in your heart?
But it's Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, what's in your heart?
They're too backward.
It's Trinidad and Tobago, man. Yeah.
Like again, I would like to reiterate it because you never asked it, but this was my suggestion. They could have had the decency to offer you the ambassadorship in Washington, where you would have been able to source a lot of resource and assist Trinidad and Tobago tremendously.
Gary,
see that.
But Gary, I appreciate that very much. But you know them people will say, hey, you're watching it in the village. That's why you're upset with the PNM, because you didn't get the ambassadorship in Washington. You know?
No,
Gary,
that was my suggestion. That was my suggestion. It had nothing to do with you. But this is what I'm saying. You are a highly educated professional in this country. You're well established. You're already here. I mean, and you have the commitments to Trinidad and Tobago. I see no reason why you couldn't serve as ambassador in Washington.
Well, Gary, as I said, anything to serve my country, I am full 100%. And we have to change that constitution. We have to change the constitution. And I could understand that you cannot become president and prime minister.
Right.
I'm fully on board with that, 100%. But to become an MP or a minister, right? Some of them is just ministers and they're waiting to become the star. They ain't come there, they're just ministers.
I'm just sitting minutes.
Yeah, them is just ministers.
Answer.
Oh,
no. My country and my people can get their act together, right? I will hand them the US passport and go home. But my people, I cannot trust them. I cannot trust them at all. Because they're always backbiting and undermining each other, and they're looking for their own gain and not focusing on working for the country as a whole.
True.
All right?
They
would rather show off and come here and get medical treatment than do something about the medical treatment in Trinidad and Tobago. That's the kind of people we're dealing with.
There's a lady here, 𝗃𝗓𝗃𝗃 said, I could see the loyalty of a dual citizenship member of parliament may be a risky assumption, open to issues which may jeopardize the country's interests. Explain to me how. You're born.
Help us with that, Gemma.
You are a born citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, eh? You're born there. How are you going to jeopardize your birthplace? What are you going to do to jeopardize your birthplace?
So wait, no, let me ask you a question. So all them people in the Senate in this country who have dual citizenship, are they jeopardizing their birthplace? You know, we have to be critical thinkers in these type of things. There are many of us who live in this country want to go back home in Trinidad, right, and support something for the betterment of the country.
But we shouldn't even have to go back home. We should be able to do it from where we are and work as ambassadors to our country. Just like how the Israelites doing it, the Jewish people doing it, the Indian people doing it, the Chinese people doing it.
Somebody dialing.
No, that's me. I'm dialing Mariano Browne. Yeah.
You know.
So Gemma, I hear what you are saying, but by the way, what country? If we in Trinidad, we go have America's interest at hand. Oh, you have America's interest.
We you know, I don't understand how, you know, how that comes into play. Look at the Muslim lady that represents, is it New Hampshire or Vermont or one of those?
One from Michigan. There's one from Michigan.
Right.
Them representing America.
Yeah.
Them just go back to the country. All I think if I come to America, coming back to the US here. My kids are born here. And by the way, Ron, thanks for the information. India won a silver in the Tokyo Olympics after 20 years. If that is true, Ron, congratulations.
You may not be the one to risk the country's interest. It could be outside forces putting pressure on you for their own. Well, when you're in the military and you're serving in the military here, how come they don't put pressure on you then? Your argument is weak.
Let me say this.
All them people that's watching when we go to the airport there, like we come to the country.
But let me say this, the people in this country who are patriotic to Trinidad and Tobago, it's well, let me not talk for other people. Let me speak for myself. I could only speak for myself. I can't speak for other people. This is what I will do. I will take some of the things that are happening in the United States of America that could improve Trinidad and Tobago and implement it in Trinidad and Tobago. That's what I would do. Because there are many things happening in this country that Trinidad and Tobago can utilize. And let me give you guys an example. I know here they're talking about giving out free doubles at 𝗧𝗂𝗧𝗆 Stadium for people to take the vaccine. Right?
That's because you suggested it here.
Free doubles, right? You know how long we have suggested to the government incentives for people to take the vaccine?
Long time.
Ohio was the first one that started with a lottery of $5 million for people to take. If you see people going to take the job, if you see people, we said this to the government of Trinidad and Tobago a long time. Give the people incentive for them to take the vaccine. The reason why we know that we living in this country and we follow things what Americans do, and we follow the good things. We don't follow the bad things. We don't follow the bad things, right? But this is what we are saying. What we are saying is that in Trinidad and Tobago, to be a member of parliament or a minister, but look. Gemma says, I have dual citizenship and I will have no problem keeping just my TNT citizenship. Now, Gemma, do you live in the United States or are you in Trinidad? Right? Where do you live? But you see, that's part of the problem. Think about this. A lot of other countries just send some of the brightest here to America and bring them back to their country to improve their country. Many of them. Well, let me tell you this, in my class at Seton Hall, my classes, we have a lot of Asian people in the classes. And when them finish school, all the thing them staying in America, them going back to wherever they come from. So what I'm saying is that we have people.
She said she moved back to TT.
Oh, Gemma moved back to TT. So Gemma, you can run for no political office. Because just recently, somebody ran for, I think it's Port of Spain, South Scotland. They ran for Scotland. What's her name, boy? That girl who threw shot put for Trinidad and Tobago. I forget her name. Right? And she was running for PNM. And they had nominated her. and then they'll take it away because she has dual citizenship. Guys, I tell you all that is madness in 2021. Right? You can have dual citizenship, stipulate in the constitution. You cannot become prime minister or president. You have to give up your citizenship.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Somebody said, but look, you have a Tobagonian running the country. No offense intended.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, God. These people not easy in this chapter.
Melissa said, we hear you, sir. Points well taken.
Oh,
Said, I'd like to know if all government ministers or oppositions are fully vaccinated. Dr. Rowley say you don't know. You say you don't know. You say you don't know. Not say free doubles just tastes better somehow. Wolverine want free coffee. Wolverine, they will give you free green tea. No, you ain't getting coffee. You gotta get green.
No, give him Morby.
Morby? Nah, Morby
yeah,
too
give him Morby.
Linda say, Trinidad government too petty, yes? Albert Montana say, answer you are level-headed and has love for country. The village people giving free advice. Lada, yeah, we giving out so much free advice in the village, right? And they only taking it after they reach some big problem. And let me say something else. I hear, let me play this. Let me play this for you quick before I make this statement. Let me play this one here. This is my fella here. Let me play for my boss.
The national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago. Let me go.
Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Look at this.
Together we aspire, together we achieve. That's our national anthem. No, that's our watchwords. National anthem is discipline, production, and tolerance.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real. This is one of the #1 reasons why I continue to say, kids, stay in school.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. No. Yeah, let me tell you something, eh?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God. Lord Father, please put a hand.
You know,
go ahead, Tommy.
You know, many persons I know went to Trinidad and applied for jobs, and they were told that they overqualified.
Overqualified?
Yeah, they overqualified, and they just had to turn around. Many persons turn around and come back because they couldn't find a job when they just wanted to go help their country or do for country, as the person said the other day.
Tommy, there's a difference. You have to come from Canada, and you have to be of a different hue, and you have to have a Canadian accent. You could come from maybe Germany too, or you could come from the United Kingdom, and you have that accent and you have a different hue, and you go to Trinidad, your chances are much better in Trinidad and Tobago. We have a lot of consultants, making big money, money large, and they're getting paid in US dollars, eh? It's US dollars just pay them, no TT dollars, no US dollars, boy.
But they want to hear this bid.
I'm just remembering, I had helped a nurse. She came here, I think, when she was 5 years old, and she'd been trying to go back to Trinidad. In fact, I helped her to get her exemption. Then I had to battle a little bit for her to get her license in Trinidad, the nursing license. She highly qualified, eh? So I finally make a little rant, and she finally got a job with the Ministry of Health.
So Gemma said, I'm thinking the country interests are a total commitment. By keeping only one TT citizenship, and MP is showing his whole commitment to looking after citizens' interests. Gemma, I want you to call 𝗧𝘂𝗲𝐿, eh? Call 𝗧𝘂𝗲𝐿. Please, give 𝗧𝘂𝗲𝐿 a call. Yeah, let me repeat it. I'm thinking the country's interests are a total commitment by keeping only one TT citizenship, and MP is showing his whole commitment to looking after citizens' interests. Gemma, please call 𝗧𝘂𝗲𝐿. Please call him, right? Or go up in Chumaka Claventi and ask the people. That would be even better. Because facts is better than making it up. You know what I mean?
You know, but they don't even require that the MP lives in the area that he represents. So what's that about?
That's the next thing. Tommy, that's a great pointer. Tommy, that's a great pointer. I want them to change the way it is in Trinidad. If you are running for a constituency, you have to live in the constituency.
That's right.
Them senators up here, I mean, they may not live year-round in their constituency, but they have to live in their constituency. When they go to Washington, they live in Washington, and they come back home to their constituency. You
That's
can't
right.
be living in San Fernando and running for Laventille. What kind of dotishness is that? Where your commitment? But again, it's Trinidad and Tobago. So Gemma, I think you could ask send Fitzgerald an email at the assistant Minister of National Security at ministryofnationalsecurity.com. You answer. Hey, Nutscake say Wall Street change his name to Fitzgerald Hines, yes? Nutscake, where you get that from, Nutscake?
I mean, he was listening to you before.
I guess he was listening to me before. Oh, you was listening on as part of the Go Along Get Along. No, I wasn't part of the Go Along Get Along GLP.
Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't. I was getting man that name and I was part of them.
Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't part of them.
Yeah, you were before the exemption policy. I call you out. Yeah, you were.
Nah.
Yeah, you were.
But you didn't see when I coined out that name for him?
Yeah, you were part of the Go Along Get Along gang until the wicked and evil exemption policy.
You know, I think you're right, you know.
Until the Phantom wake him up.
You're right, boy. Wicked and evil. You see, you put me in my place there, and you know what it is? You see, I told all that liar has no memory. You see, I told the truth. You see, I told the truth. I did not remember what I said about that because I told the truth.
But you're getting called out tonight, boy.
Yeah, that was that one, boy.
I tell you.
Well. Somebody, IDD teacher, somebody new communion, somebody, IDD teacher, where you from? Leave with people from 𝗪𝗪𝗃 alone, please. IDD teacher, where you from?
𝗪𝗪𝗃, obviously.
No, I don't think IDD teacher from
𝗪𝗪𝗃.
Anthony Medford says, the U.S. does not extradite their citizens for prosecution under foreign law. Okay, let me see about that. I think that's a good point, you know. Yeah, Anthony Medford, boy, that. I think
he's in Harlem.
Yeah, I did teacher from Harlem.
Where you from in Trinidad?
Who from Harlem? I did the teacher.
I did the teacher, yeah.
I think I'm Harlem in Trinidad, you know.
So Diana, now they're accusing him of following the UNC playbook.
Oh.
Right? They're accusing Ansem.
Hines demand is a joke.
What Ansem has been saying, he had no idea what UNC was been saying. Even I didn't have no idea what UNC was saying. You understand? Because for my part, they wasn't standing up at all enough. Right? So anyway,
Harlem Carney side.
You know, in the church world, when one brother speaks something that without the knowledge of another person, what they're thinking or saying, it's like a revelation from God. So I mean, the UNC had to be right.
Gemma says Hines, and she had two emoji. Where's them emoji? Crying? Dana, where's them two emoji there?
Huh?
Look like they're crying. Anger? She said the man is a joke. In fact, she laughing. We see no total of MP with integrity with both parties. In any case, our governments are selected, not elected. Nah, the party select them, and then the people elect them. They are elected. The people, well, no. The party select them, and then the people elect them. Right? Because sometimes the people the party select is not the people, it's not the person the people want. You see? So sometimes the party puts someone in there, but that is not the people in the constituency first choice.
And there's another confusion about that. People are very upset when they force somebody down their throat.
Where's Mr. Browne? He not coming?
Well, I know, boy. Like the PNM get to Mr. Browne, boy.
he did some research.
Yeah, like, he confirmed and then he unconfirmed, boy.
Yeah, Mr. Browne. Yeah, he's
call him
Mr.
again.
Blue. He's Mr. Blue now.
So I'm calling him to see. I'm calling him. Let me see. The phone ringing. All I hear in it, eh?
Correct.
I wonder if you think it was Tuesday, boy, but I sent him the link today. All right, you know something? I'm gonna send somebody else a message. Yeah. Diana, go ahead. I'm gonna send somebody else a message. Oh, you know what? You know somebody had said something. Hold on, eh? Let me see if Brittany is still listening. Somebody sent me a personal message and I wanted to read the message. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so Brittany, someone sent me a private message. Said, can you let Miss Williams contact me so I can put her in contact with SVP so that she can fine-tune her niche on how to help those she get in contact with. So what I'll do, Brittany, I'll send you this person's number. They send it to me privately and I'll send it to you and you can get in contact with him and he will do what he has to do. Right?
Or you send it to me and I could send it to her.
Yeah. I'll send it to you. Let me ask this person. Where is Mariano?
check back. Aisha Wells and see if you can get her.
No, Aisha Wells in Tobago with the Red Army misfired.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It's in Tobago. Them people running short of Tobago.
But they're trying to, you see PNM trying to use that to hijack the election over there again?
Yeah. You know, JT Stasha or JTS Stasha. Carice, who's JTS Stasha?
JD Stacia.
Hey, Vonnie Robert, you're right, boy. He said ILP Dominic like he's silent the past few days, boy. Answer me, waiting him to comment on your question. All right, let me do this again, please. Let me do this again. Thanks, Vonnie, for reminding me. Dominic Romain, the PNM supporters want to know, Dominic Romain, are you still the chairman of the ILP? Dominic Romain, the chairman of the Go Along Get Along PNM gang. The PNM supporters want to know, when did you resign from the ILP, or are you still chairman of the ILP? They want to know, Dominic Romain. We are not going to let up on you, Dominic Romain. They want to know. All these people texting me and sending messages to my phone. Wall Street, did Dominic Romain answer you? If he's still chairman of the ILP, or did he resign? So Dominic Romain, the PNM supporters wants to know, are you still chairman of the ILP, or did you resign from the ILP? Vonnie Roberts, thank you for reminding me. Put the question to him again. You see, that's why we have the people in the chat, but we just forget, can I take in the chat? The man remind me, boy, to tell the chairman of the Go Along Get Along gang, right?
Answer.
Hey, wait, Gary.
No press conference today.
What happened? What has happened?
You see any press conference today? No press conference by the Prime Minister.
What happened?
Only make the man sick.
You don't want to answer about the helicopter, so you have no press conference.
Okay.
You have to come up with a good excuse now.
Ron says I feel like transparent on this chat, boy. What is that? What does that mean? I'm feeling like a transparent. What do you mean, Ron?
No, people ain't noticing Ron. Every comment he says, so he vexed.
People, I don't know, but the comments
they're going fast and furious.
But Ron, them are going to meet Mr. Duke in Tobago and vote. I'm a citizen of Trinidad. Lana, you can't go to Tobago and vote. Lana, go lock you up, you know.
But why they can't vote?
No, you're going to Tobago and vote.
Why you can't vote in Tobago? I want to know that too.
You have to be at Tobago. You have to go in Tobago and vote.
Wait. Trinidad and Tobago is citizens of Trinidad. Why they can't vote? Why Trinidadians can't vote in Tobago? That's nonsense.
If you registered in that constituency,
that's a Tobago election.
So then all you go and register in Tobago.
No.
They gotta live there.
Gotta live there now. You think it's Barbados or what?
That's a set of nonsense. I set a booyaka nonsense. The same thing why I can't get my ID card because I don't live there.
No. Diana's a different thing.
What do you mean a different thing?
It's a different thing.
Well, you live in Connecticut. Come and vote in New Jersey.
Yeah, come and vote in New Jersey now. They knock you up and send you back to
Barbados. But I could vote in the United States.
Yes,
that's
but
different. That's the general election. That's the general election.
Well, I can't vote in the I think they should be.
No. Gemma says we, as the 99%, are treated like mushrooms regarding the workings of parliament operations. Decisions are made on our behalf which never benefit us, and government never answer the right question. Gemma, you're right. You're full 100.
Wolf say he's going. Wolf say he's going to Guyana. Okay, Wolf, go ahead.
You going to Guyana? You better take X-Man with you. When you go. Wait now, look at our next person come on. What is this one? B. Michael R. Who is Michael? B. Michael. Where are you from? B. Michael R.
I'm not seeing that one.
Yeah, B. Michael R. 8:38 p.m. This moment will soon come to pass. I remain hopeful when I look at the continent of Africa that our tomorrow will be better than our today. You know what, BMR, you're coming with a bang, boy. Who's BMR? B. Michael R. B. Michael R, you're coming with a bang. You didn't come in like Run DMC and Nuts Cake. Hey, where will I feel nuts? I feel you going to show us nuts, you know. Let me see what else here. That's a big me to phone. Oh, Aisha Wells is now leader of the Go Along Get Along PNM gang.
Oh.
Albert Montano say that. Aisha, Albert Montano say that.
Oh.
Aisha, hey, Aisha Wells is my friend. Albert Montano say Aisha Wells is not. No, Albert. The leader of the Go Along Get Along PNM gang is Dominic Romain. I might gotta promote Aisha. I gotta talk to she. I gotta ever sidetrack to she and talk to she. Rose Celestin said there's nothing worse to happen to this country again, and we reach where we going, boy. Lana says, question, how come I'm a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago but can't go to Tobago and vote? No, you can't do that. You can't do that, Nana. You can't do that. Mardog says, really and truly, what kind of clowns we have in government? Like nothing they take serious. Nana says, I want them send Stuart Hines Tobago election. Oh God. But wait now. Back to this Harlem thing. Harlem is also on Mount Pleasant Road, Avima. Really? There's a Harlem?
Yeah, they have Hollywood in Trinidad too.
There's a Harlem in Trinidad too?
There's a Harlem, there's a Hollywood.
California.
Yeah, Hollywood, yeah.
JT Estagia. I really know how to pronounce that. That's very true. They choose representative. We don't want a lot of time. Yeah, that's the thing. There's Hoist representative on here, you know. Right? Hoist. But you know problem. Takesha says, Altram, they just give Hines a little play. But Mr. Wrong still running the show because you're always showing up in everything. Yeah. That is the Minister of National Security.
True.
Not skate say 𝗲𝗶𝘆 must be making peanut butter.
Yeah? No, he's making cashew nuts. The citizens reach a point where it's not about party anymore, it's about country. Melissa, you see that, Melissa? We would like it to be like that. There's that we decide about if your party not doing the right thing for the country.
Wish it were true.
All you need to stand up against the party. Put your loyalty to the country. Loyalty to country first. You understand? When we have people like Dominic Romain think about, he tell me about, Wall Street. John F. Kennedy has a quote that says, it's not what your country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country. So, I forget this one, Dominic Romain, the next question, You said, you quote the President F. Kennedy, and you said He said, it's not what your country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country. Jamaica woman, I want you to donate your salary from that board to starving people across Trinidad and Tobago. As a matter of fact,
Tobacco.
No, go down to your mirror. Where you run for and you lose. Go there and donate that to them people and them inside of it.
And get back us some too.
Get back us some. Yeah. Yeah. You know, Diana, that's a good point, you know. I feel I've got to do a thing at Dominic woman. I want to donate 1 month of your salary to Bacca. It's not what your country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country.
And it's not Abu Bakr we're talking about. We're talking about Bacca with Brittany Williams.
Yeah. Correct is right, man.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. I just got back an answer. Did he confirm it too? Yes. Mariano Browne confirmed. Yes, he did. You know, we just do things real different. Yeah, I just asked a McNaught friend. Carice, I like to hear Diana laugh.
Thank you, Carice. Wallafield come in nuts.
What Wallafield salted nuts is coming.
Salted, unsalted.
You know, I ain't gonna lie. Rose said she wanna shake she bam bam.
Yeah, she has a beautiful grandson, Jeremiah, of who they say I'm the godmother.
Yeah, Gemma says, "Wanna feel good tonight to you, miss you. Wanna feel nuts, boy. Somebody say you want to pick up some cashew nuts.
And you're making peanut butter.
Gemma says, always country first if in politics, elected to serve. Gemma, let me say this, Gemma. It has certain people in Trinidad. Them not about country first, you know. Them about the bank account first, you know. All right? All you know, 90% of certain people just go and vote for the PNM, and then the 10% that's at the treasury. Think about that, eh? The 90% who go out and staining the fingers for the PNM, and when they get in power, is the 10% who have their hand around the treasury, you know. And them the 90% will tell you, well, you need to volunteer. You need to volunteer. Why 10% telling you, boy, go and volunteer what? 5-star item, you mad or what? My building I rent into the government, they had to pay me full 100. I don't care about no pandemic. What's wrong with you? Volunteer? Them fellas don't talk about volunteers, only we. Right? The poor black disadvantaged people beating for the PNM, and then when you go along, get along gang, let's talk about we have to volunteer. That's what we're supposed to do. Only volunteer. Yeah. Diana, I don't know them fellas, and I have something with you to say, beautiful Diana.
Don't be jealous. Don't be a hater.
No, I ain't hating. I just, you know, I mean, but as the man comment, I just really so now when I read that comment, I hate that now.
The chat blowing up, boy. The chat blowing up.
Yeah, Lana, correct is right. We citizens. All of you nuts distract me. Cashew nuts $30 a pack.
He tell me how beautiful, and then he tell me $30 a pack. Is that TT dollars or is that US dollars?
Well, I feel nuts. You miss Diana. Handicap broom, eh?
Cookie broom for Miss
Diana, I ain't gonna lie to you. I never see a cookie broom like that in Trinidad. I ain't gonna lie.
This was brought back from Tanzania for me. Okay.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. Lana says we citizens need to put party aside and vote for people. Mom says line up for hamper. What do you mean monks? Monks line up for hamper. Diana, Rose say you're getting heart attack again. You're getting heart attack, Diana.
No, before the government put the money directly in the people's account, let them go buy their food. They want to throw crumbs at them.
No, but yeah, what they should do. But think about it now, right? Think about it, right? Say you come in Chumaka Claventine and you give me a hamper and it have 5 okra in it, right? Right? Somebody else come back and they give me a next hamper with 5 okra and plantain and thing in it, right? The same thing. Oh God, give me a food card so I could go to the grocery and I could buy what I need. Why are you giving me things that I already have gotten? I appreciate it, yes. But give me a food card and I'm going to buy stuff. Give me a food card. I could buy stuff for my family. Maybe I want cereal. Maybe I want some rice. Maybe I want flour. Maybe I want sugar. Maybe I want oil.
But we have an issue going on with the grocers too. Their prices are going through the ceiling. So people could barely afford anything anyways. When are we going to get some price controls in there? When are we going to really get some citizens advocacy going that would protect their purse?
No, I have no objection. There's a few things. The government is supposed to allocate the money to the people, and if the business community and members of the public want to donate to Hamba, that's something different. But the government's supposed to allocate money and not be waiting around and beating around the bush with that. Okay, they're supposed to allocate money to the people, with no questions asked at all. You know how much people in the house? You distribute money accordingly. All right, stop playing games with us, because in the meantime, them sucking up the treasury between themselves.
Yeah, but Gary, you know the way I look at it, right? I look at it this way, right? In Trinidad and Tobago now, we are now a hamper society. We have become a hamper society. You understand?
Nuts. I'm going to pay for your nuts with one of these. The old $100 bill.
Now that no value.
You taking?
Forget about that.
You taking that nuts?
No, nuts not even. Well, if you not even give you a game 5 of them, you ain't taking it. You ain't taking it. Yeah.
But I'm gonna get it signed by Dr. Rowley.
Yeah, Dr. Rowley signing that for you.
Oh, he go sign it. All right.
And
I gave it to Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, who's Jeremiah?
Dairo's grandson, my new godson. Were you not listening to the chap?
So listen to this one, right? They're talking about delivery in Trinidad and Tobago, right? And in Trinidad and Tobago, they say delivery is like $30 for delivery. Listen to this one.
So I came across this video some days ago on TikTok, and I would like to make a response to it, but I want you all to listen to the video first before I make a response to it, because today was a prime example of what I'm going to talk about.
A small business. Let's be real overdoing it. I try my best to support all there, but half of all there living right in port and want to tell people about $30 for delivery. Hello,
back to you, because this is why you have to pay $30 for delivery, and you are lucky it's just 30 and not more, because this is what we have to face out there every day delivering goods. Take today for example, Port of Spain, the capital city of Trinidad and Tobago and environs, was totally locked down today with gridlock traffic because police were blocked everywhere. The country now open back, people now looking to make a little money in the pocket, and now we have to go out there and face the TTPS with the fundraising drives and the fundraising ventures. I don't know why they ain't going to hold a cake sale or a bake sale. All this ticket. You think, people down here just confuse this with proper policing, because they listen to fast talking Gary Griffith and smooth talking Alexander on even the public PR show and think that this is proper policing. You could never go in a first world country or any proper country and shut down a major thoroughfare for miles of traffic talking about you looking for face masks. And then they will come on TV and say, well, we charged 50 persons for not wearing the face mask properly, and we held one person with a gun in the trunk, and all of them jump up home. Hooray, proper policing. Yeah, I would not say that. But then people just come on the small man, the small business, for charging $30 for delivery, when we have to face this kind of gridlock traffic right now every day. And I'm saying every day because you see the stats. The country now open back. People now looking to go back out, and you see the stats already with the fundraising drive to make money for the government. And then when I talk about these things, you all just miss the point and say I'm anti-TTPS. And if I don't want the police to do their work, let me tell you all something. Police doing their work all parts of the world. There are good ways to do things, and there are third world ways to do things, and this is third world. And if you don't see that, then you're foolish, because you cannot slow down a country to tell a man about a face mask. And anybody who think that this is not a fundraising drive and it's about crime, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. Take win.
I tell you, man.
Yeah, this face mask thing, this is real nonsense.
He's on point.
He's on point. He's on point.
A man catching his ass, already suppressed by the government. This is bullshit.
But not only that, let me go Tommy Joseph on point here.
A man who don't lash, a man who goes nowhere, but the man must be able to satisfy she. If it's the application, the woman gets so frightened, she lock up the door, and inside about 6 o'clock in the evening, she hear knocking downstairs. When she opened the door, waking up, a man in a wheelchair. She said, where do you, did I say? He said, yes. You say I want a man who don't lash, a man who goes nowhere, and the man will be able to satisfy you. He said, well, explain it. He said, first of all, I have no hands. I will never lash you. Look, I have no feet. Me ain't going nowhere. He said, I can understand that. But how you satisfying me? He said, where you feel I was knocking the door with?
Oh.
Oh God!
Oh God!
Trouble in the village, boy.
Trouble in the village, boy. Trouble in the village.
Boy.
Booyah, boy.
Where's that fella number? Where's that fella number?
Tommy Joseph say you think I open the door. You think I knock the door. Man, I no legs and no hands, boy.
Yeah, that fella number. Give me number now.
What's that Tommy number, boy?
I don't want Tommy number.
Yeah.
I don't want Tommy number.
No, Tommy number, you want? Oh, you want the fella number? You want the fella who knock the door? The fella who knock the door number?
Yeah.
All right. I'm sending it for you. I will send it for you over yourself. You bunk to get that number. Oh God. Yes. And I grew up with Tommy Joseph, you know. Tommy name is the best, boy. This is best.
Oh Lord, I laughed tonight.
Let me go back and see this.
Yeah, choker dead.
Wait now. Richie Sutherland. Where you from, Richie Sutherland? You know, I know somebody with a last name Sutherland. You know? Ricky Sutherland. Where you from? Ricky's new to the chat. Gemma says, kudos, my friend.
You know, something just flashed across my mind. There's a lot of talk about this young lady whose house was damaged by this fallen tree up there somewhere in Diego Martin or something like that.
We had that too, you know. We had that one too. Yeah.
But what I started to think based on all the information that's coming in, the damages are so extensive, they need to demolish the whole bloody house and build a new house for the woman.
Yeah.
Well, sources have indicated to me that the Prime Minister is on the scene.
Okay, that's good. That's good, but they need to do a good job. Just demolish the whole bloody house because it looks like there's structural damage also.
Yeah.
I don't look good. It look like it's ready to collapse.
Yep. Run DMC said Diana have 18,000 in that paper money.
Where you get? Excuse me. What is the source of that 18,000?
That's a souvenir.
What? God, you had DSS money in your house. Gary, Griffith, you ever follow them? Run DMC. He said you have 18,000 sitting on in your house.
Oh God, boy.
Go and talk to him now, Gary. Talk to him.
Wait.
Run. Gary say he coming. You are 18,000 sitting on in your house, bro.
Lord.
Mom said, run house crack up too.
Oh no.
18,000 sitting in the house.
Yeah, $18,100 bill there, and I just showed it. Run say you have 18,000 in the house.
So you invited the commissioner?
Yeah, he say I tell him, I call him a Gary come and talk to him. Yeah. Because Ricky Sutherland from Tobago. What part of Tobago, Ricky? Roxborough, boy? Because we have the PDP leader coming up next, you know.
Yes.
And when he come in, when he come in, he like all a fling question, eh? Fling question, left, right, and when he flinging all kind of question.
You're approaching the top of the hour.
Yeah. Because he said Tommy Joseph still looking good. Chris, that was 20 years ago.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
You know, she's wicked, you know, boy. Good. Mama,
Yeah,
good.
Ron. Yeah, Ron. Everybody know where you live. Everybody know where you live.
But you know, really and truly, I saw that thing today with that lady, and we go put it up here. But you know, it's kind of hard, boy, that thing fall by the wayside, boy. Oh, my bad. You see, I'm very sorry. I'm very bad with pronunciation. My father is from Roxborough.
Top of the hour, answer them.
Huh?
Top of the hour?
Yeah, okay. Rishi says, I'm from Mount Pleasant. And it's pronounced Risi. I'm female, laugh out loud. Okay, Risi, my bad. Sorry. You know, yeah. When you're from Chumaka, all kind of thing that's happened. Of course, folks, it's in the village with the dark triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. And we have waiting in the background, the man boy, the leader of the PDP, the one and only. What is this? It's Winston Solomon Duke. I think that's what it is. Winston Solomon Duke, man. I want to a fling questions, tee up all your questions because you flinging questions left, right, and center. That's what the man saying, you know. We flinging tonight. We flinging all kind of thing. I mean, nah. Yeah, we want to go by the door and I want to knock on the door like how Tommy says. You see? Diana says she wants to meet that fella. All right, folks.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Folks, a quick update. My friend indicated to me he's trying to locate Mr. Mariano Browne, and they cannot find him, but you know, we're gonna try for him for another day. So let's go straight to the man of the hour now. Let's bring in no other than the leader of the PDP, Mr. Watson Duke. Why you take out your avatar, boss?
He said give him a minute.
Oh, give him a minute. All right, go give him a minute. Take your time. Let me go outside and come back. Yeah. Let me go to the when you come in, let me go to the chat in the meanwhile and see. Run. Said that's not my house. Linda Gibson, welcome. Yeah. Not cake. Fling thing, all the fling thing, eh? That's what the man like, you know, fling. Go fling thing like how the fella knock on that door. No? Risi say hi, Caris. Risi like Caris. Risi, like you know Caris. My dog say I want to interview eyes. He will fail every question.
Oh, these people not easy, boy.
Wait now, Mongs. Oh yeah, Mongs. I think I put it up on YouTube. Yeah, I put it up on YouTube. That thing with the woman and that place, boy. That place that hurt me, boy. Really ain't gonna lie. When I see that, boy. Yeah, you gonna have to come back. So you had to come back. Oh, run.
He from building. I did a teacher. He from building 1, apartment 2, through my car.
Yeah.
Prasad Ramnath says the Honorable PM said he don't know the price of food is going up. Such a liar. Now he might know in truth, you know. Because I mean, when you're the Prime Minister, you don't pay for no food. You don't know what it costs in the grocery.
Carnival next year, Lana. He may put another SOE on you all.
My dog said the PM hide today. Oh, you know the PM hide. The man and hide. Oh, are the teacher? 𝗧𝗂𝗲𝗆𝐿 building 1 apartment 2-1. The first building ever in 𝗧𝗂𝗲𝗆𝐿. All right, let's go to Mr. Watson Solomon Duke. Let's bring him back in here. The leader of the PDP, the one and only, Mr. Watson Solomon Duke, sir. A pleasant good afternoon to you.
Not coming in.
Good afternoon, my dear friend. How are you?
Oh, today,
Good afternoon. You hear me clearly now?
Yeah, we hear you clearly now. We worried about you, when you come in with a pensive mood. We know that you're not the same Watson Solomon Duke.
Never.
Because, people need to fling questions at you,
Well, yeah, man. Ready like ready.
They ain't wasting no time, Because when they come in the village, we flinging things. That's what we're here for. We glad, man. We glad to hear that, man. So listen.
Good evening.
Of course, we have with us is in the village with the dark triplets. We have with us Diana. Diana is considered to be the storm. We have Anselm, considered to be Anselm. And then we have Gary, who is considered to be the phantom. And then we have, of course, Tommy, who is the outside child. And the people in the chat call him the love child. So
good.
We welcome you to In the Village with the Dark Triplets. So we wasting no time,
I'm very happy to be here this evening.
Yeah, so we wasting no time. So, Mr. Duke, we understand that the PDP deputy political leader, Mrs. Faith, Dr. Faith, alleged that the Tobago Regional Health Authority is poorly managed. Can you expand on that somewhat for our listeners and why we would say it's poorly managed?
Someone's scraping something.
Just give me 1 second. If you see me thing, I just want to I'm trying to put my system in place here. Just give me 1 little sec.
No problem.
Before I start screaming out all the questions there.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Right, I just set up. I have a system here. Where I try to record too, right?
Yeah.
So so I'll have my personal record apart from your record.
No. Take your time, man. We want to make sure the questions we fling at you,
you
record it too.
I could go till next morning, You know that I ready.
But
I ready.
Tell you this. I's a long distance runner, So I just go long.
I think we're on the same page. On the same.
You notice his audio, his video is freezing.
Not the internet.
Internet, like they're jamming him up too,
Things start quick, boy.
Third world.
No. That's that new digitalization.
Yeah, we are in
right, you on there now?
Yeah, we inside now? Yeah. We love you, man. We love you. I like that. All right. You ready for me to fling questions at you?
Yeah, man. Fling question, man.
But I like your green tie, buddy. That tie you wear, tie go the thing in the pocket. A special occasion for you in the village.
Green color, Green your official color, so every time I get a chance, I try to, you know what I mean? Advertise the color.
Well, Mr. Duke, this is what we're gonna say, right? We're not gonna. We like people in the chat. We like to get our people in the chat involved. So there's already a question. Question to Mr. Duke: how many Tobagonians do you think got vaccinated? How many Tobagonians do you think that? Yeah.
I think maybe about 1,500 to 2,000 thereabout. They claim to have vaccinated.
That is it.
That's the last time I would have looked at the figure. That would have been about a week ago. So I believe maybe 1,000, maybe 500 more, so maybe 2,000 thereabout. Yeah.
Now, Mr. Duke, you have not taken the vaccine. Is that correct?
Just ask me a question one more time so I'll be sure what you're asking me.
You have not taken the vaccine, right? Is that correct?
I have not taken the vaccine?
Yes.
Well, let's first of all call it by its proper name. I have not taken the vaccine that was given emergency use authorization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have to be careful. We have to be careful about the message we are sending to people. A vaccine authorized for emergency use is simply a vaccine that is to be used in emergency circumstances. And up until the time it is licensed, it is undergoing clinical trials. I am not against vaccination. Let me make it absolutely clear. I am not against vaccination. I have taken several vaccines in my life. But I am not one who just run with the crowd. I'm very, very interested in what goes into my body. And as long as the vaccine is legitimized, it becomes approved or is licensed, then I will line up and take my vaccine, because at that time, I knew that the vaccine will be good on these counts. The quality of the manufacturing will be good. The safety of the vaccine would be good. The efficacy of the vaccine would be good. The benefits to risk will be the benefits to the risk will be great. And I can't take a vaccine that is killing people. I don't know how you feel about life. Every life to me is important.
Well, we are happy that you answer that question, because we just get that out of the way, right? But also, right, the PDP deputy political leader, Dr. Faith, has alleged that the Tobago Regional Health Authority is poorly managed. Do you want to talk to our audience about that? That the Tobago
I don't want to
Regional
go
Health
into very
Authority.
long. I think Dr. Faith, our deputy political leader, she does a fantastic job dealing with that area. That is the department for which she is the shadow secretary. But let me say that the secretary, the current secretary for health, that is Councillor Tracy Davidson-Celestine, is the reason why the health system is failing. I will want to bring to you tonight a few points. The COVID cases in Tobago, and check it out for me, check it out. Don't just take me. The COVID cases in Tobago, in particular, are among the highest in the Caribbean, if not the world. Insofar as percentage, Tobago has 2.4%, an average of 2.4% COVID cases. Right? Trinidad has about 0.42%. Jamaica, with 3 million people, has about 0.13%. Those are my findings. I want you to do the findings and check out how bad Tobago is being run. Yesterday was 50-something. Today is 30-something. I am not sure if Tracy knows what she's doing, because leadership is what will determine how the organization thrives. Leadership is all about leadership. You can't tell me that you are in charge, but you're not in charge. If you are in charge, then you have to ensure that there are policies in place so that your people, your Tobago people, will not be so infected as they are currently now by this COVID virus.
So, Mr. Duke, another question from the chat, right? Mr. Duke, did anyone have complications after being vaccinated in Tobago, if you know?
That I can't know for sure, but I can tell you about a young, strong man who worked at the airport, very strong, admirable guy, love the guy, healthy, strong, black man, young, in his 30s. He was among the first COVID deaths. Died, strong man. I don't know what's the real story.
But was he vaccinated?
A lot of persons
was he vaccinated
from the vaccine?
Mr. Duke, was he vaccinated? If you know?
Well, like I say, I will not know.
Okay.
If I say yes, somebody may say no. If I say no, somebody may say yes. I cannot know.
Okay.
Right? Because I don't have the fact sheet. But I'm very careful about persons who are taking the vaccine and still getting COVID. As a matter of fact, not even Pfizer guarantees you immunity against the virus. What they say to you, you will not, chances of you being hospitalized is slim. Chances of you dying is slim. And those slim chances is about 95%. Yeah? 95%. You know, chances are you will not go in the hospital. 95% chances are you will not die. So we have to just be careful. I'm saying, just be careful, you know. Who want the vaccine, take the vaccine. I have no problem with that. I'm not against vaccination. I tell people, you want to be vaccinated, get vaccinated.
Mr. Duke, question in the, asked by several of our listeners. Are there going to be observers for the upcoming election?
We are asking for that, and we intend to write for that. Those observers, soon as we have the seats declared, we intend to write for that, because there are now 12 seats and they're going to begin to work on the additional 3 seats. So once those seats are in, we will then write, because from those 3 seats, you're now headed to election. So we'll write for international observers.
You answered the next question. Where will they come from? Yes.
Yes. That's a big question. That's a big question. Another question, Mr. Duke. Are you confident in Tobago to win the local election that's about to be called? Are you confident in the election?
I would say the people of Tobago repose confidence in the Progressive Democratic Patriots, of which I'm the political leader. And it's unthinkable for me not to have confidence based on the confidence of the populace of Tobago. So I have confidence based on their confidence. They are saying this time, Watson, we will get them this time. Yeah, so I'm confident based on their confidence.
How much seats you guys believe that you can win, Mr. Duke?
15 out of 15 seats.
You say that with that straight face, no, I like that. You ain't even smile, self, man. See your serious face on that one, you know. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, but listen to this, right? Is it true that patients seeking treatment at the hospital for various illnesses contract COVID-19 while there? So let me repeat it.
I cannot say those things, nor can I attribute it to that. But I can tell you from a union perspective, that's me and my next hand, that there are a lot of carelessness taking place there, and a lot of our members have contracted the virus while working there. So it is an occupational disease in the Tobago Regional Health Authority, because workers are contracting this disease on the job. Whether those workers have spread the disease while serving food, while administering healthcare, I do not know. I cannot trace it like that. I'm saying to you, I know my members in the PSC, several of them have contracted the disease, the virus.
Someone is asking, Mr. Duke, do you have confidence in the EBC?
I have no choice. It's a matter where I have no choice. So if I have no choice, I will have confidence in them. But I have no choice in it.
There's another question. Someone says, do you think elections will be held only when the numbers start going down for political points? I mean, I don't really understand that.
It's a good question. I understand the question. It's a good question.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
I think that election will be held only when the PNM thinks they have a clear shot at victory. And they are doing polls all the time. They're doing everything all the time. They're doing everything all the time. And so as soon as they think that they have that type of a shot at victory, I believe they're going clear. They will go absolutely clear.
So someone else wants to know why 15 seats are not 13 seats.
Some time back, in some old incarnation of a bill that left Tobago, the bill left Tobago with 15 seats. And so when it went to Trinidad, the idea was that Tobago would have had 15 seats. So I want to think that's where the idea 15 seats would have come from. But notwithstanding that, this is about breaking a deadlock. And you don't need an additional seat to break a deadlock. What you need is a mechanism. You need to have something in place, which we believe is already in place, which is the tossing of a coin. It is done in Texas and other parts of the world where we have a deadlock. You cast a coin, you cast lots, straws, whatever the case may be. They, however, they do not want to leave it a chance. They believe it must be the electorate choosing again. And instead of just adding one more seat, they add another 3 seats. So they alone will know where those 3 seats will be. And we hope that when they are figured out and we go to the polls, that Tobagonians will at least deal with the PNM once and for all.
So, Brother Duke, they're not consulting you on these arrangements with the new seat arrangement? They're not consulting you at all? on the decision?
No, we have had no consultation at all whatsoever. None. The PNM operates as an inside gang, you know, they don't engage anybody else with any other organization. They do whatever they want to do, and we are willing with the punches.
Shouldn't we challenge the EBC on their decision making with these seats, because they are doing things without consultation as usual, you know, with an election that involves your party also, you know, and too many times I've seen the EBC got away with things that was the PNM wish list, you know, to get things in favor of the PNM winning an election. So I know you're very sharp on watching things, and I know you got your things together down there ready for them. So I'm fully confident on that aspect. I'm just going to consider the games they're playing with you.
Well, we would have rather to go back to the polls with the 12 seats. We would have preferred that. But, you know, it's all about winning an election for the PNM. And I cannot be upset that they want to win. That's what election is about, right? And so whether EBC is playing a role or the PNM is exploiting the EBC and exploiting the PDP will be known on election day. So right now, I am just tired of the people in Tobago being in limbo, and I want the thing to take place, the election. And my entire team, we are ready. We have already commenced work from the last election, so now we have not stopped working. And we intend to double up over the next few months until the election day arrives. When it arises, we expect that the hard work will pay off. That's what we see, hard work pays. So we expect to have all 12 seats from Crown Point to Charlottesville.
Mr. Duke, the 3 additional seats added, are they marginal or PNM strongholds?
PNM used to have stronghold, but when there was a 12-0, they had a stronghold. But when we came into office, we got 35% of the votes. PNM got 52%. That's in 2017. All right, we got 2 seats. In 2021, it was 6-6, where we got as much votes as the PNM got. And so I'm saying the balance of power is moving away from the PNM to the PDP. They almost lost Crown Point. Some persons will say that they lost Crown Point, but they stole it back. So we don't know. But that's what people are saying. We are of the firm view that there's no safe seat for the PNM right now. Not one safe seat. Not even Lambo. That's not a safe seat. Not even Boko is a safe seat. The people of Tobago, if you understand well, they are one family. Churches join us together, school join us together, social activities join us together. And from Crown Point to Charlottesville, I say, people tend to have the same kind of conversation going. And so in this election, people are definitely dissatisfied with the way PNM had managed the 6-6, and they dissatisfied with how Tracy, that's the Councillor Tracy, because that's is the vein in which you operate as Secretary for Health, as a councillor. Councillor Tracy, 𝗲𝗂𝘀𝗁𝗍𝗃, Celestine, they are dissatisfied how she's handled health. We now have one of the worst COVID increases in the entire Caribbean. Over 2%. Trinidad is under 1%. Jamaica is under 1%. Grenada, Barbados, St. Vincent, under 1%. We are over 2%. That's very, very bad.
It's a young political activist in the group here. He says the alleged October Carnival in Tobago may be the beginning manipulation of the THA and local government 2022. Be careful of that possibility. Remember the FET-like rally they held in January. What say you?
Well, there can be no carnival except it's a virtual carnival. Definitely, Tobago now should be sanctioned by the World Health Organization. I mean, we are in 2% of the population has had COVID. 2% of the population. In Trinidad, it's less than 5.5%. It's less than 0.5% in Trinidad. In Jamaica, it's less than 0.2%. In Tobago, it's over 2%. You understand what I just said to you? I'm saying Tobago, the COVID cases in Tobago are more than 2%. In Trinidad, with 1.4 million people, is less than 0.5%. In Jamaica, with over 3 million people, is less than 0.2%. In Tobago, it's 2.4% thereabout. I mean, it's crazy. Somebody needs to resign over this. This is madness.
So another question, Mr. Duke, is the tossing of a coin or drawing of straws included in the existing laws?
Yes, it is. It is. In the Tobago House of Assembly standing orders, it refers to the standing orders of the House of Representatives in Trinidad whenever it is silent on an issue. And so therefore, on the issue where there's a tie, where you can't elect a presiding officer, and there's a tie on that, in the House of Representatives, when there's a tie, you draw straws or you toss a coin. In other words, you cast lots. That's the House of Representatives in Trinidad. And so we should be doing that here, based on the law and the precedent, but it may not favor the PNM. As a result of that, they said they will have election. But look at when they want to have election, the end of the year. When we had election, January 25th, 2021. Now they want to have election year-end, if possible. That is no way to treat the population of Tobago. That's disrespect. Disrespect.
Someone also asked, how confident are you if you won the election? Will this have an impact on the 2025 general election?
I want to ensure I hear you clearly. How confident am I in winning this election?
That's the question from the flinging that question at you here.
Well, I want to say,
will it have an
impact? And will it have an impact on the 2025 election?
You cannot win this election. This election is about a team, and the team consists of several members. At least there'll be 15 players on this team. And I think it will be the best men and women that we can find to represent the people of Tobago. As a team, we have to win. All right, so that's the first thing I want to say. 2025, there will be 2 elections. There will be national elections around August 2025, and there will be perhaps THA election if we were to have THA elections this year. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. You know, it's all about the best representation, and wherever the representation needs to be, we need to have the best person there at that point in time.
Mr. Duke. Mr. Duke, I read that the THA election is actually destroying and is going to prevent the focus, or at least kill the focus, on the Tobago self-governance bill. Is that true? What do you think of that?
I say no. I say no. I say no to that. I say the people of Tobago are focused on the constitutional reform that we desire. Yeah, I'm getting that feedback. Right.
Go ahead.
So I'm saying they are focused on the constitutional reform that they want. And last time I was here, I said to you, what Tobago is looking for is that freedom to determine in Tobago, among the people of Tobago, their political status. The people in Tobago want to determine their political status among themselves. Then they want to freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development without any external influence. That's what the people of Tobago want. And I don't think that calling the election will end their desire for that type of transformation of the space in which they live. I think that it will only embolden the Tobagonians. At least it will embolden us if we were to win.
Well, here's another question, Mr. Duke. Mr. Duke, are you willing to join up with UNC in 2025 and make both TNT great again?
2025 is a way off. And I want to say that my commitment is to my people in Tobago. And the PDP commitment is to the people in Tobago. So whatever we do must be sanctioned by the people of Tobago. Remember, we are the servants of the people. We strive to be, and we would become, a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Such a government will never, ever lose its place on the surface of this earth. We design nothing else but to represent the people of Tobago.
Someone else says,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Diana.
Mr. Duke, is it against the law for employers to bully their workers to take the vaccine because they know the people are depending on their income?
Yes, it's extremely wrong. It's wrong in law, it's wrong in practice, it's wrong in ethics. However, one will understand that it's a new craze in the world today where they come up with all these fancy slogans. Vaccinate to operate, no jab, no job. You know, it places mental stress and fatigue upon workers when they're told that if you don't get the vaccine, you can't work. So what we have been saying to people in my line of work as a trade unionist, and if you are threatened, if you are cajoled, if you're coerced, if you're bullied into taking the vaccine, before you take the vaccine, you call the PSA, and we will deal with that for you. We have a whole group of professional persons who can take the matters all the way to the industrial court and the high court if needs be. And we, every year, we bring up millions every single year for workers. We have already 1 million for workers already in the court this year already.
Someone else says, the EBC is an independent body and guided by established law. Are you saying that the EBC is not independent?
Well, I will not say that. I said that I must believe in the EBC because they are the only body tasked with that responsibility. They are independent by name, and so therefore we have to go with them. If we did not believe in the EBC, we would not engage in electioneering. We have to believe in it. We have no choice. Personally, I know the chief election officer, and I think that she's an okay person. We dial her, right? But at the end of the day, I mean, let's see what's going to go on. Let's look at the seats, how they divide them, and let's see if it's fair. Let's see the election take place, and let's see the scores. Let's see if it is fair. Fair is fair. Let's look at it. Let's wait.
Well,
So, Mr. Duke.
Brother Duke, I saw where there was a video where 𝗪𝗏𝗪 going to an EBC office in San Fernando with an envelope during an election period. And that is something we never got some clarification on what was the effects of that and what was the purpose of that visit. So while we want to believe in EBC, I do not trust the PNM with trying to influence things in their favor. So I am very, I know you're a very strong guy. I'm 100% confident in you. And I am sure that your team is mobilizing more strongly to deal with these issues as the time comes by. But again, we have to be very concerned about the tricks we have seen in the past that has taken place in Trinidad. I'm not too knowledgeable what took place in Tobago, but we have seen some underhand things that has taken place in Trinidad that we are concerned about. And I'm sure that they're going to try every trick in the book, you know, to win this election in whatever tactics they're going to. So, you know, these are the things that I am concerned about.
We are concerned about foul play also. We are concerned about corruption. But what we are concerned about mostly is the Tobago electorate come out to vote. If the Tobago electorate come out to vote, we are certain that the lines will not be blurred. It will not be a photo finish. It will not be a 6-6. It will be a winner and a loser. So I'm challenging all of Tobago and all of Trinidadans who know any Tobagonians to please encourage them, push them, encourage them to come out and vote on election day when that day is decided. Let's not leave it in the hands of the EBC or leave it to the sleight of hand. Let's make the victory resounding, make it bold, and make it beautiful.
But Mr. Duke, but Mr. Duke, I also have to say, right, there has been no evidence to indicate that any election in Trinidad and Tobago have been a corrupted election and it actually went to court of law and proved there was any corruption. There has been no election that I know
evidence. Yes, there is no evidence in the court of law, but I can tell you there are many stories floating around in Tobago about persons who would have lost their seat and a special ballot box appeared on the scene when the current went off and appeared on the scene, and all of a sudden the person won by a few votes. All right, there are always those stories around. There are stories floating around regarding the seat in Front Point where we were leading the seat and it was 7-5 at the last on January 25th. And all of a sudden, a box appeared out of nowhere, special votes. And all of the votes were PNM, every single vote. Imagine there were 11 other areas and many other special votes. And there is no area where all the votes were PNM. But in Crown Point, we were winning and we were way ahead. But they brought in a special box. And that special box, all the votes were PNM.
You know, we hear something similar like that in the United States of America too, you know. And everything went to court. And Donald Trump lost everything, you know. He didn't win one of them. No, just saying.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's what happens. These are stories. So we don't.
Oh, those are stories. All right. Fair enough.
Those are stories.
All right, cool.
We don't believe them. Yeah.
I have a question, Mr. Duke. Can Tobagonians who reside abroad, but they have their residence there in Tobago, can you rally them to vote also?
They have to come back home to vote, and the government has made it absolutely clear. If you're coming back to Trinidad and you don't get your vaccine, you will have to be a multi-millionaire because they're putting you up in the most expensive hotel for 14 days. So persons coming back home and vote this time will be a bit challenging. And then they have to authorize and say whether you can come home. You know, it's really challenging, but I wish we had the opportunity for persons who are Tobagonians to vote abroad, whether it is in Germany, whether it is in the UK, whether it is in America, Canada. You could have gone by the Trinidad and Tobago embassy and vote. I wish we would have had that.
You know, I want to say to you, Mr. Duke, is that we here in the village, all right, we are going to be fighting soon for certain things to change in the constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, because we are seem to be in sometime in Stone Age in Trinidad and Tobago. Let me just give you a quick example. You may agree with this or you may disagree, but here in the United States of America, a senator in this country can have dual citizenship. He cannot become president, right? But he could become a senator in this country, right? As we call America the greatest country in the world. In Trinidad and Tobago, if you have dual citizen, you cannot become an MP, nor you can become a minister. To me, I find our policy is archaic. Then in the United States of America, we have many senators who have dual citizenship and sitting in Washington representing their state, you know, in this country. I mean, you don't have to follow American policy.
You are right. Trinidad and Tobago is still using a lot of colonial laws. And that's because the leaders we have had, and I say without any exception, the leaders we have had, they are all backward in their thought. They only see Trinidad and Tobago as, just give them a little thing. Nothing too much for them. We should have been a first world nation in the Caribbean by now. First world. But instead, we practice corruption. Instead, we have very low expectations for ourselves and low expectations for people. I would want to see that Trinidad and Tobago would actually begin to lead research in some medical field,
Correct.
You know, imagine a place like Singapore, which could fit into Trinidad several times. You hear me? Singapore could fit into Trinidad several times. Trinidad is naturally more rich than Trinidad than Singapore in natural resources. Yet Singapore is way advanced than Trinidad. Singapore does not produce oil. They process oil and they make more money from oil than Trinidad and Tobago. Singapore used to live by taxation, taxing people for things like heroin and this kind of stuff, right? And prostitution. That's how they were earning taxes. But Singapore moved away from that. Singapore is now the Asian tiger. Singapore don't have water, you know. They don't have drinking water there, naturally, you know. They import that. But there are more open lakes in Singapore than in Trinidad and Tobago. Singapore has vision. They had good leadership. And Lee Kuan Yew, the first Prime Minister of Singapore, after they became independent, went to England around the same time Eric Williams went to England. And you know what? He came back and he moved Singapore from a third world country to a first world country in 20 years' time. You know what? In 20 years' time, Trinidad and Tobago was still a third world country under Eric Williams. Eventually he died, leaving us a third world country. The time has come when my children refuse to continue living in a third world country. And we must begin to make our country modern. Put it on par with all the other first world countries of this world. We have resources, and the greatest of which we have is the human resource. That is what Singapore had. They convert their human resource into money. What are we doing with our human resource in this country? We are driving them out of the island, saying there's no education here for you. Leave the island. We can't do that.
And you know what I say, Mr. Jew? Like I say, I do not support any political party in Trinidad and Tobago because nobody don't want to give me back my ID card to do nothing. So I neutralize on the fence.
We will pick up for you. Yeah,
we'll send it to Tobago. We'll send it to Tobago.
Right? As a born Trinidadian. I'm born in Trinidad, I'm born in Trinidad. Anyway, I say, it's time for Trinidad and Tobago to move forward, no matter who. And what as an as a person who don't support anybody, I watch how the stalwarts, let me use that word, right? The PNMites, and they come after me on social media because I tend to, I practice a fellow Thomas Sowell. If you want to help people, you tell them the truth. If you want to help yourself, you tell people what they want to hear. So I tell people the truth because I don't hold no party card for nobody, and I'm a piece of Bajan too. So I go tell you the truth. And, they come after me. I want Trinidad and Tobago to go forward because you're a highly educated population. You're literate, English, and these are things that, except for the crime and that could be put in perspective, with work in tandem with the police, companies will want to invest in the economy, and Tobago has a lot of tourism to offer. And I don't see one ad for tourism for Trinidad and Tobago throughout this whole pandemic. Now, when the Northerners now again ready to travel again, they should want to flock to Trinidad and Tobago. All I see is Jamaica. I don't see nothing for Trinidad and Tobago advertised. Nothing at all.
You have made a wonderful point. I love the point you have made. Let me say this to you, right? Antigua and Bermuda, right?
Mm-hmm.
They made $1 billion. $1 billion in 2019. Check it out. Check out the statistics on the internet from the reputable company. They made $1 billion US from tourism in 2019. You know how much Trinidad and Tobago make collectively?
19.
You know how much Tobago make? Tobago make 20,000. About 20 million. 20 million US. You know how much Trinidad make? $500,000. $500,000.
You sure Trinidad only make $500,000?
$500,000. You know how much Antigua make? Check this out. 2019. Check the statistics out.
I want to check that.
Antigua made $1 billion. You know what $1 billion is? $1 billion is $1,000 million. $1,000 million US. Antigua and Bermuda made that. But you know how much? You know how much Trinidad make? $500,000. You know how much Tobago make? 20 million. This is why we are backward. Even Cuba makes more money from tourism than Trinidad and Tobago. And we have so much going on here. But the country is not run and led by people who are reasonable. They are unreasonable. And as long as they make it, as long as not Tobago will, as long as they make it, they are happy. They are happy. Away with the rest. But we must make the entire country better, because a rising tide lifts all boats. And if a man is doing well, his country ought to do well.
And that's why I want to reiterate my ideas about us on this side doing everything that we can to support the effort in promoting the economy, the tourism, the industry. We can do a lot on this side, and I want to reiterate the invite to the members, the listening audience, to join in and to partner with you in Tobago, in helping to grow that economy and bring their ideas and suggestions forward. And let's show them that we can do it together.
Mr. Duke, someone says,
thank you.
There's no guarantee that any election is fair. In fact, hindsight has often proven otherwise. How fair do you know or think it will be? How fair do you know or think the upcoming election will be?
Again, I say to you that we are not concerned too much about what they do. The PNM will try every dirty trick in the book to win the election. We are concerned about what Tobagonians do. This is about Tobagonians. And Tobagonians must come out and vote clearly and resolutely. They must make up their mind whether they want to continue with the same old, or they want to try something different. And that's what it comes down to. I mean, they will always try to steal the election. If we catch them, we're going to beat them. But until such time, we want to ensure and encourage all of Tobago to come outside and vote. Come and vote when the day comes. This is a critical election. And once they come out and vote, we are comfortable. There will be no tie. There will be no photo finish. There will be no corruption that could steal that elections from the jaws of victory. We have to make it resolute. We have to make it pronounced. Forget the EBC, forget the PNM. Let them do what they have to do. But the people of Tobago must be resolute.
Mr. Duke, I want you to listen to the leader of the People's National Movement in Tobago, and I want you to comment on this. Take a listen.
Do you want me to throw up?
Take a listen to this. Just listen to this.
Seats in the THA mean for Tobago?
Can you repeat that, please?
What does a redrawing of the boundaries to now produce 15 seats in the THA mean for Tobago?
I'm only hearing the last part of it, 15 seats.
15 seats, the redrawing of the boundaries. How is that going to change anything for Tobago? How is that going to make this election different?
Well, all it means is that we will have smaller electoral district, and that is in terms of the numbers of persons that each electoral district representative will represent going forward. And smaller electoral districts in terms of numbers means better representation for the people of Tobago.
What do you say, Mr. Duke?
Well, I can't comment on what she said because I don't listen to her periodically. My ear is trained not to listen to her. But I could say I would answer the question differently. Smaller electoral districts simply mean that you could be separating people that are tied together by a village, tied together by family, etc. All right, and that could be something that is not very healthy for Tobago. We have in Tobago 2 people in the same house, and they are voting different electoral districts. So what I mean, different polling stations. All right. What if that polling station now moves out of that district and goes elsewhere? You are saying that you could be living in the same house, but you are voting in different constituency. How did they do that? And so we have to be very careful about how we move around polling stations to create additional polling stations. Currently now, it takes about 6 polling stations to make an electoral district, all right? Currently now in Tobago, it takes about 6 polling stations to make a polling, to make an electoral district. So when you do the math and you cut it up, you will see how much more they will have to lessen down that by. There are 12 seats. And if it's a 12 by 6, that will be 12 times 6 is 72. And if from that you want to have, I mean, come on, you do the math. You'll see, if I'm going to put my calculator and do it now, they are actually cutting it up to a point where it becomes frightful. Let me put my calculator and do the math quickly. About 72 seats divided by 15. We're talking about almost 4 seats. Almost 4 seats, 4 polling stations become a district. And so we have to be very careful so we don't cut up people and that kind of stuff.
So here's the next.
You may divide Tobago more.
Right. So
and be confused on the day of election. Right. So where they're going to vote.
So I know maybe you don't listen to the THS secretary, but I want you to listen to the THS secretary and give us your feedback.
Who was that?
Rather a deeper entrenchment of those very telling words in our national anthem. Side by side, we stand.
What do you say, Mr. Duke? He said, side by side, we stand.
Side by side, the PNM stand, not the country, not Trinidad and Tobago, nor the people of Tobago. He's talking a dream. You know all his speeches are written for him, right? He can't speak from the head nor from the heart. His speeches are written from him, for him. I wish to say that Tobago and Trinidad ought to be equal. And we thought that the constitutional amendments would have been able to rectify that, but instead it compounded the current situation of Tobago, which is the ward-like relationship with Trinidad. We refuse that. That's why the bill has failed. I don't know from whence he made that statement, but certainly we would like to work equally with our colleagues in Trinidad. As you know, there are over 375,000 persons with Tobagonians genes living and operating in Trinidad. Many of my aunts and they who were born in Tobago are now living in Trinidad, and their children are from Trinidad. And so my children also, some are born here in Trinidad. And so we have to be very, very careful that Trinidad and Tobago must coexist in harmony with each other, but they must do so with respect for each other. Both are great islands.
There's another question that says, do you think they will play a NAR card on you, meaning they will label the PDP as a modern day NAR? It is known that a lot of people label NAR as incompetent and known for arguably the most dreadful, I guess the person will finish it, most dreadful policies, I would think. So do you think they will play a NAR card on you, meaning they will label the PDP as a modern day NAR or as a modern day UNC? It is known that a lot of people label NAR as incompetent and known for arguably the most dreadful policies, I would say.
I wouldn't answer that question. It's a silly question. I wouldn't answer it. It's a disrespectful question.
Why is that?
It's just a silly and disrespectful question. There's no sense in the question.
You see, answer a lot of people trying to say Brother Duke is teaming up with the UNC and this kind of.
No, I put the UNC. Mr. Duke, let me go back. I put the UNC in there. Let me go back to the question the person asked. This is the question the person asked. The person asked the question was, let me go back to the person question. I put the UNC in there, so I don't want. Do you think they will play a NAR card on you, meaning they will label the PDP as a modern day NAR? It is known that a lot of people label NAR as incompetent and known for arguably the most dreadful, and most dreadful, the person stopped, and I put most dreadful policies. So the person didn't put NAR UNC in there, I put it in there.
Now, it's the first time I'm hearing that type of association, that the PDP could be as a NAR, and I've never heard that. Nor do we aspire to be a NAR. PDP is all about people. It's all about progressiveness. All about democracy. It's all about being patriotic to our country, Trinidad and Tobago. There's nothing that we're trying to be anyone. Do I look like a Robinson to you? Do I try to be like Robinson to you? I mean, I wonder what people will be thinking when I ask this question. Do I try to be like Robinson? What's this? What's to do? I'm one of a kind. I am me. And I love being me. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I don't want to be no one else. All right?
Yeah,
so I like it. PDP is PDP. There's nothing else but PDP. That's what PDP is. All right. I'm not trying to be Robinson.
I ain't gonna lie to you, you're different, You're different.
Yeah, I'm different.
They say I different too, Mr. Duke, but that's all right.
So there's another question here. So another person says, "Hi, Mr. Duke, do you think we should change the national anthem?"
No. It is what it is. I think we should sing it with more meaning.
So
we shouldn't change it. We should just sing it with more meaning. That's all.
Okay. Should we sing it with meaning like how the Minister of Health sing the national? But there's another question.
That's a separate question because, frankly, I think that the Minister of Health should have been fired and relieved of his duties immediately. That's not even laughable, right? He should have been fired and removed from his duties immediately. What he did is the most unpatriotic statement I've ever seen in the history of this country. Very unpatriotic. There's nothing laughable about that. All right? When a man confuses the national anthem with the watchwords and with the coat of arms and all that of stuff, that's just disgusting. He should have been relieved. He doesn't even know the national anthem. He doesn't even know our watchwords. Yeah?
What are the
watchwords?
What are the watchwords?
I'm asking, what are the watchwords? Discipline, production, and tolerance. That is the watchwords.
Mm-hmm. And we know what the coat of arms. And we know what the coat of arms. Yeah, that's the coat of arms.
No. That is the watchwords. Yeah. No. You see, he should be, and I still maintain, the Minister of Health should be terminated immediately. That is an insult to our country. That is no laughing matter. Right? That's nothing to joke about. Right? He should be relieved of his duties.
I is a Bajan and I know the national anthem.
Yeah. I live in America and I know the national anthem. I know the watchwords and I know what's in the coat of arms. Yeah. And then there's one of them. But anyhow, someone else says, what about the financial accounting for the past years of the THA?
What about it?
Financial accounting for the past years of the THA. I don't know. They're asking a question.
Well, it's in a bad shape, right? The THA is a corporate body. It's like a business, right? And as such, they do not hold themselves accountable to no one, you know. They do whatever they want. They don't give no account, nothing. They do whatever they want. And it has been happening so since they've been getting a lot of money from Trinidad under the PNM. And it's rather telling about the mentality of people when they're in leadership. You know, sometimes they forget that they owe it to the people to give an account. And instead what they do, they only check their own bank account. It's ridiculous. The last report that came out, I can't, most recent report, I don't want to guess it wrong, but it's very bad again too. It's very, very bad. All the reports that are coming out from the Auditor General reflects very bad on the THA. There are very little policies they are putting in place to ensure that the money is accounted for. They are doing what they want.
Another person says, if the PDP win the THA election, will they be clamoring for self-governance? Because these two seats are critical to the PNM outcome of the general election.
If the PDP wins the election, if you will be
clamoring for self-governance, because these two seats, the Tobago seats, are critical to the PNM outcome of the general election.
All right, if the PDP win the election, our desire is to first of all represent Tobago. There are some bread and butter issues that we must take care of. Some bread and butter issues, right? So people have to eat, people have to work. That has to be taken care of first of all. Bill has to be paid. There's some contractors who they're owing long time not paying them. Some workers who they owe some gratuity, some contract workers, they owe them gratuity money. we have to deal with these issues first. So when we get into power, it's about people. That's the first thing we have to see after. That person who have been asking for some grant, they can't get the grant. We will ensure that they get grant so they can fix their leaky roof, fix their bad step. There are persons who have not been able to get basic health care as to extract a rotten tooth. That has to take place. There are basic things like that we have to start taking care of. So yes, we want to have greater autonomy. Yes, we want all of these things, but at the same time, there are bread and butter issues on the island that we must pay attention to. And this is why we are saying we owe our victory when we receive it to the people. All right?
So, Mr. Duke, we want you to stay with us for a little bit. We're going to go for a quick station identification. Of course, folks, it's in the village with the dark triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. We have with us no other than the leader of the PDP, Mr. Watson Solomon Duke. And of course, whenever Mr. Watson Duke comes into the village, we fling a lot of questions at him. We don't give him no spin ball when he comes into the village. It's question after question after question. We fling anything like it's hot. We're going to go for a short break and we'll be right back. Stick and stay. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yes,
we are back with you. And of course, we are back with you. It's in the village with the dark triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We have with us no other than the PDP political leader, Mr. Watson Solomon Duke, and he has so kindly decided to join us. And we always say a special thank you to Mr. Watson Duke for joining us. I gotta say that whenever we call on Mr. Duke, you know, he willingly comes into the village.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah, and we fling all kind of questions, and we ain't afraid question. It's question after question after question, and he nicely answered them. So here is
drop it like it's hot.
You drop it like it's hot. Here's another question, right? This question was actually sent in. The question is: has Tobago been given a fair deal over the years in its partnership with Trinidad? Since Tobago population has reached 60,000, and there are smaller islands in the Caribbean who run their own affairs with larger population than Tobago, and have more access to capital, can Tobago see itself being allowed to get better growth and development for its people?
Certainly, this is why part of self-determination guarantees that Tobago should be able to freely pursue its own economic, social, and cultural development. Our own economic development means that if we want to develop a tourism economy, we should be able to sit down and plan our own tourism-based economy without any external influence. If we want to have sports tourism, education tourism, agricultural tourism, whatever type of tourism we want to have, we must be able to not only plan it, but finance that by going outside of the country, wherever there is the money, wherever there is the best deal, and get those deals so we can develop Tobago. Tobago is in a position where we have a lot of educated people living abroad in the US like yourself. You are a professor, and let me just give you a clap on that point. I think you are fully deserving of a clap. You got that clap?
Yeah, great man. I get all the way here, man.
Yeah, you are a professor. You're doing very well, and you're from Tobago, from my village. I'm saying that we could find a combination of people that can plan a good economy. And I believe we can turn the fortunes of Tobago around, because the human resource is the best resource. I'm not even talking about the oil and the gas that lies within our water. I'm just saying with the people that are enthusiastic for change and to develop Tobago, we can see the fortunes of Tobago change, because the greatest asset of any nation is always, I see, the people.
But Mr. Duke, why doesn't Trinidad see the same thing? How come Trinidad doesn't see the same thing?
Two different.
Same thing like?
How doesn't it see the same thing? You're talking about, you know, the human resources of Tobago. and you see that human resource. How come the PNM in Trinidad, the current government, don't see those same human resources for Trinidad?
Well, it's the PNM is blind, you know. They're blind to the PNM. All you can see is PNM, you know. So, I mean, they can't see anything outside of that. And the leaders of the PNM are very myopic and they are very underdeveloped. That's why the country remains underdeveloped, you know. I like development. I like big things. I like nice things. And I would like to be able to be one of the best little islands of the entire Caribbean. Instead of going to America to shop, you should be able to come to Tobago and shop. And those same things you want to buy in America, you should be able to buy them right here in Tobago at the same American price. I'm saying that. Instead of going to Miami for a vacation, you should be able to come to Tobago for vacation because your Orlando would be in Tobago. I'm saying that. Yeah? I'm saying that this is the best place to dive. You don't have to go on the Great Barrier Reef of Australia or something like that on the Philippines. You could go and dive right into Tobago, and if you can't dive, you go into a submarine to the deep part and look at that beautiful landscape under the sea. We must take Tobago to a different level. Persons must come and study in Tobago. We must have persons from abroad come in and study here. And by the same time, developing a whole new niche market. Because with students, you have cars, you have hotels, you have food. I mean, we need to do more to invite people to the island, but we're doing nothing to invite people. And so hence, the economic turnover is very slow.
So,
yeah, Mr. Jig,
go ahead, Diana.
Mr. Jig, what makes you think you're the right choice to run the THA? And will there be accountability and transparency from the THA and central government? How will you do things differently, and how will you, be accountable to the people of Tobago?
Well, let me say that first of all, I'm not running the THA. I have no interest in running the THA. All right. In our constitution, which is the Progressive Democratic Patriots, in our constitution, it is the political leader who chooses to run as the chief secretary. And if he so desires, he could ask someone else to run. And I have desired to have Mr. Farley Chavez-Augustine, my deputy political leader, to run for the position of chief secretary in this election. And I have a hands-off approach insofar as allowing him to develop and to see things the way he sees it. Obviously, I give my counsels. At the end of the day, he is his own man and he leads our party run. Very democratic. So I have no interest in running the THA. My interest is in seeing a better Tobago House of Assembly. And I've selected persons who I believe are quite balanced in their thought, who are in love with Tobago and its people. And I am seeing that on a day-to-day basis as I communicate with my colleagues that they are all set on serving the people of Tobago. So for me, I'm quite happy. That's why I say to you, I'm not E.N.R. Robinson. For me, being political leader doesn't mean I have to lead anything. I don't have to lead any single thing. I'm like a manager. I want to manage things and ensure things are arranged in a particular way. So victory is assured.
So, Mr. Duke, there's someone in the chat also asked a question. Mr. Duke, if you win the election, will you stop the Barbadian from catching flying fish?
Hey.
Is that question in the
chat? Again, I cannot win the election. The team has to win the election. Should the PDP win the election, our desire, first of all, is to treat with the bread and butter issues on the island. The time will come when we begin to look at our sea area, the area that we have, our territorial waters, our contiguous waters, our exclusive economic zones, and these technical terms. And at that time, we would have a conversation with both Trinidad and Barbados.
Another person said, Mr. Duke, if you lose Tobago, what's next?
I don't think there's an if in that.
Yeah, I asked any questions in the chat. But I just asked any questions in the chat, man. Yeah,
you have the right to ask questions in the chat. Yeah, but there's no if in that.
All right, so you answer the question. It's easy, man. Easy peasy as it goes, right? That was an easy one. You answered that in like 3-4 minutes.
But Mr. Jig, I frequent Tobago a lot when I come, right? Because I I discovered Tobago later on because I traveled all over the world and up to the Caribbean. And I said, I was one particular year, I said, I've never been to Tobago. And I decided I'd come to Tobago. And I was like, I was in awe. I went out to the nylon pool, and every time I come there,
Wow.
I must go out to the nylon pool. I don't like the journey
And
to it.
have you experienced getting younger when you bathe in the pool?
Yeah, you see, look at me. I ain't been there in a while, but when I go, I just look like 20. But
yeah, next time
it shows all over the face.
Yeah, next time I come to Tobago, I don't go in that pool. I don't go up to that pool, but because I could do with that little decrease in age too,
Yeah, and I find it's the pockets of entertainment in Tobago, and there's a lot of empty land, and there's places you could develop stuff, and I'm gonna go to Scarborough. I think Scarborough could do with an overhaul. I mean, I understand that the lands and the properties, and correct me if I'm wrong, in Scarborough, because I usually ask that question, are privately owned. So I think Scarborough could do with a little oomphin' up. I
think so. Well, we have a plan. The PDP has a plan to which we're going to redesign Scarborough and that kind of stuff. That's part of one of the major selling points for the PDP, and so we are hoping that the Tobagonians who can vote will give us the opportunity to present a different type of representation. Yeah?
Yeah. But Tobago is beautiful. Anybody who's never been to Tobago, you need to go. Beautiful island.
Yeah. Mr. Duke,
I like that. I think we should use it to advertise for Tobago,
Oh, whenever you're ready, I'm here.
Yeah, Mr. Duke, can you guys open a refinery in Tobago?
We can, but we have to do things judiciously. We have to ask ourselves if that is what we want, because coming up with the economics plan for Tobago will require all of Tobago thinking and asking ourselves what we want to focus on. And so in a large country, people partner with each other and they look outside the country for expertise that they can draw upon and do so in a financially wise way. And if we can have our oil and gas processed in Trinidad, we're quite comfortable with that. If we can have them processed in China, wherever, in Singapore, wherever, we are quite comfortable that once the price is reasonable. It's all about looking at the best economic plan before we make any deals. We're not going to just say that, yeah, we want to have a water refinery there because it sounds nice. Again, we are concerned about the dollars and cents trickling down to the man on the ground. Too many times people come into office, and when they get there, the money does not trickle down. The money remains up on top, like what we experienced the other day. We experienced the other thing, and Stuart Young buying luxury cars. Luxury cars. I mean, the thing was insane. It was vulgar. That they're not buying any little wet man. They're not buying a little Toyota. They're buying luxury cars where the tax is hundreds of thousands of dollars off. And who pays that tax? The small man. We are the ones who are paying the tax for that vehicle because they are exempted while we pay. And so the time has come when the money must fall down. As I said, a rising tide lifts all boats. And if those in the cabinet are doing well, the country should be doing well. I maintain that point. And I want to see food go back in the small man mouth. I want to see the small man get land with his name on it. I want to see get house with a post box, mark his title on it. I want to see people be able to go to school and pay for it. We want to see it Tobago is better. And by extension, we want to see a Trinidad and Tobago that is better because we are not staying in Tobago. After we went in Tobago, we'll be coming to Trinidad.
Oh, say that again, Mr. Dukes. Can you repeat that for people who may have went to the fridge to pick up a red shandy or a yellow passion fruit? Can you say that again?
You're saying like a prime minister and say that statement.
Say that again?
I'm saying that we will not be staying in Tobago. The PDP will not be staying in Tobago. The PDP is not just a Tobago party. We start in Tobago. But just like the PNM that came to Tobago, we are saying the time has come. Should we win Tobago, we'll be coming to Trinidad. Because Trinidad has been calling for better representation. And we will come to Trinidad in the 2025 election. There are persons on there who are really saying, hey, I'm interested, I don't mind running for a seat. We see what you all are doing in Tobago, we like it, and we don't mind being a part of that. And I'm saying to such people, hold on, help may be coming on the way. Let's see how this election goes, and we take it from there.
So somebody says, if the PDP wins the Tobago election, then they said Mr. Farley would run Tobago. Is that what it is? Or he would be the chief secretary?
If the PDP wins, when the PDP wins the election, right, I will be the first one to move the motion that Farley 𝗲𝗂𝗍𝗍 become our chief secretary. And he, at that time, would command the majority of votes within the House. And having those votes, he would become our chief secretary.
So let me say something, Mr. Duke. We had Mr. Farley in here, and we had our line to you, man. You see, like when you come in and we fling all kind of questions at you. As a matter of fact, what he was doing, he was taking the questions from the chat and answering them before we could even go into the chat to ask him the questions. So I guess you have tutored him well, or he have tutored you. Which one? You have tutored him well. I gotta say, you have done a great job tutoring him because he was fantabulous. I have to say.
Yes, he's a man with a great future ahead of him.
Yeah, I see you have you get a kind of little half smiley, but that is all right. That is all right. I like that. You know, whenever I got smile for me is a good thing, you know.
No, I say that man has a great future ahead of him.
No, yeah, I said that, but whenever I got a little half smile from you is a good thing, you know what I mean? Because when you come in, you gotta smile a little bit.
I'm always smiling.
Oh, all right, here we go. So here is one of the other questions that was sent in. This is the last one.
Yeah.
Right. It says, is it factual that the lack of autonomy for Tobago has kept the island down? And should they get autonomy, can we expect growth for the island, expansion of the population, roads, and other amenities that will expand the island as a result of bringing bigger business in Tobago?
Yes. Let me give you a snapshot as to the Tobago I see and Tobago that I am fighting for. I'm fighting for Tobago that is synonymous with Monaco, the most expensive real estate in the world. There must be no town and country, no urban and rural areas. All of Tobago must be fully developed. Housing and development must be fully planned. We are not just going to build 𝗧𝗂𝗍𝗍. Where we have built already, we're going to secure those houses and we're going to keep building. But certainly, building and development must go hand in hand. We must have places for agriculture, places for recreation, places for the marina, places for cargo port, places for the airport expansion, etc. We must create an island with universities in it, with places for technical research, for the first world labs, etc. We must create an island that people come to see and marvel. It has been done in Singapore. Singapore was an era that was run by drugs and prostitution. Singapore today is now known as the Asian tiger. It was done in Dubai, a desert that people laugh. The leader of Dubai, when he said that he's going to have a big Arab meeting there, today you can ice ski in Dubai. It has been done throughout the world. Even at the great America, when they went to America, it wasn't so developed. Today, America boasts of the highest, of the most, it has the greatest amount of skyscrapers in the entire world. All right? So I'm saying to you that things have been done before. And in the words of the Jamaican, when mongoose used to run, boss, I drive them now. You hear that song yet? When mongoose used to run, boss, I drive them now. And we are hoping that we could create that type of effect in Tobago. As when mongoose used to run, boss will drive them now. And so we have to develop Tobago and develop Tobago quickly, because a generation is coming up that wants to see a world with a difference.
Someone else says, Mr. Duke, I love all what you're saying, But all what PNM and UNC did to this country, the people have disbelief. Because we are broke and we need your help, but the people studying red and ready.
Well, I've heard the question. I said our main aim is to put bread on the table, clothes on the back, give person a place to rest. That is our social contract with the people. And while we are tending to that, we are going to develop the country in keeping with their expectations.
Someone says, I respect your confidence and determination for a very fact that you are brave enough to do a live question and answer. Anytime Mr. Jew come into this thing, we are fling all kind of questions, man. The man ain't afraid no question. You know? Yeah, and then when Dr. Faith come in, the same thing, always the only few people we could fling questions at, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, from the time we begin to link, that's Farley, Dr. Faith, myself. You know, that's the way we operate. We always we started on the street lights, you know what I mean? With the street lights, we never had a podium, we never had a tent, we never had chairs, we never had anyone to bring us water in a glass. In 2017, we campaigned throughout the entire length of Tobago on the street lights, on the ground. I never saw often we go back to that. And so you could only do that if you have something here, you know. And so I want to commend and compliment my people highly for being persons who think from the head and operate from the heart.
Well, somebody said this. It says, Watson Duke, are you accepting defeat in the THA election? Because they put it in, I'm going to ask it. Watson Duke, are you accepting defeat in the THA election? You are powerhouse behind the election. How can you move a motion to install Farley as the chief secretary of the THA? I guess, as you say, when you guys do.
Well, our constitution is one of liberal. I wanted to create a party that was different, something that was modern, something that appealed to young people and the growing generation. So we have done that. This party, while I'm leader and while I have the first chance to say I am chief secretary, I'm saying now and I've said before, I have no interest in the position of chief secretary. Farley 𝗵𝗵𝘆 is my pick for chief secretary, and I will be the first to move the motion that he becomes chief secretary. You have to start believing in people. You have to start to give people the opportunity to grow and develop. All right? And as I look around the world today, I'm seeing a lot of the young people around the world who are leading countries as presidents, as prime ministers. And so there's a place for young people. I myself am a young person too. But I believe that should only grow and harness talent. Don't believe you have all the talent in the world. What you know for myself, I do not have all the talent in the world. What I have is a knack for winning, a knack for fighting. And I think that I've been able to assemble a very good team, and we expect to win this election. After winning this election, we are going to get down to governing the people the way they want to be governed.
So, Mr. Duke, the last time you were here, right, we had asked you a question. If you had to send a message to the Prime Minister, what would your message? Do you have an updated message that you would like to send to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. 𝗵𝗵𝘆𝗶𝘆?
No, I think the Prime Minister should resign.
All right. So, all right. Okay.
So in total agreement with him. And I would like to extend the invitation to have a representative of his party at least once a week on our program, so that we could keep the fire burning and to get the people of Tobago voice out as much as possible what they want.
Hey, Mr. Duke, I want to ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead. We tend to do things very different here at WZYE 95.9 FM. We don't do things the way radio stations in Trinidad do it, because we think of more global radio as opposed to local radio, right? And
thank you so much.
We are thinking in here. You think when the election starts, the PNM would like to have like a one-on-one on WZYE 95.9 FM? I'm asking you.
Yeah. Nice.
Eh? You think they will? You think they will agree to that?
My team?
No, their team.
PNM.
But I'm not certain. They operate by script, Before they could come out and talk, they have to go through a whole semidimi, a whole reading, writing, rehearsing. That's how they operate. They do nothing by guess. All right. The only person who could speak by guess is their political leader, and that's why he ends up in so much trouble sometimes. No.
Anytime you go off script, right? Anytime you go off script, you end up in trouble.
They will want to know what are the questions you are sending. They will want to know all of this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's a crazy thing with these people.
You know, it's funny, right? We never send you no question, right? We never send you no question and say, well, listen, we got to ask you this question, or we never ask you that question. You never told us, well, look, you can't ask me this question, you can't ask me that question. As a matter of fact, anybody that comes into the village, nobody gets prior questions from us. We tell you what we think we want to talk about, and and we let it be, and we let the people in the chat involve as much as possible in the questions that are generated. We have questions too, but we think sometimes the people in the chat, some of those people are actually on the ground in Tobago, on the ground in Trinidad, and they may have a pulse of what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago. So Mr. Duke, before you go, right, what's next? We know that this has to go back to Parliament, and it needs a simple majority, right, in order for it to pass, right? Is that correct?
Yes, of course.
Right. So we know that's going to pass, right? And then how long again before an election is going to be called? It's going to take another...
Well, election can be called within 4 to 6 months. Within 4 to 6 months, minimum, the election can be called within 4 to 6 months. So if you do the maths, it will be less, it will lead us to November, December, January.
So basically, both parties have to be on the ground already campaigning because they think that it might be the end of the year or early next year sometime.
But I want to say that you made a mistake. We do not campaign, we live. The PDP live. The PNM campaign. We live among our people. And we have been consistent since we came into office in 2017 to now. We have been consistent. Yeah. The PNM are the ones we will only see around election time, coming with a bag of goodies to give out. We have been continuously giving up ourselves to the people of Tobago.
Somebody asked this question. This guy is just troubler. He says, Duke, as a union leader, how come you are the exclusive one that never took a bribe?
How come what?
You're the exclusive one that never took a bribe.
Well, I don't have to take a bribe. I'm not hungry.
You see, direct to the point.
And then you know what you can say? You can say, and somebody want to answer, and somebody want to ask the question. Yeah, what you going to say? You know what I mean?
Go in the corner, kneel down, Ron. Good.
Yeah, Ron, go in the corner like the Jack Horner, okay? So, and Slim, get your PNM to come on the talk show, boy. So Mr. Duke, we have been trying to get the PNM people to come on the program, but we did have Junior Regrano, though, the mayor of San Fernando. He came, and it turned out to be very good. It was very, very. I mean, he had a great time in the village, boy.
And Harvey Boris.
We had Harvey Boris that came into the village too, but we have sent invitations to the Prime Minister, Colin Burt, Faris Alwari, Stuart Young, Fitzgerald Hines, Terence Dial Singh, and so far, boy, we batting 0. Like
but you are telling them the mayor of San Fernando had a change of heart with how he was handling things over there?
Correct, and we had the mayor have a change of heart because he was handling vendors really rough in San Fernando. And the next morning, after speaking with us, he had a change of heart and he did the right thing for the vendors in San Fernando. So you see, it worked out for him.
Very powerful program.
Yeah. So we're trying to get the PNM, but we know when the election coming up, they're going to come. You know where this go.
Of course. But it must come because this is the place to be. This is the place to be, man.
That is right. It's the place to be, man. It's the place to be.
Yeah,
so
you gotta come on 95.5 FM, New Jersey.
There we go. That is it, man. You know what? We had to get you to do our job for the station. This is what's in Duke. When I'm in New Jersey, I listen to 95.9 FM, man. This is the leader of the PDP.
Yeah, man.
When I'm in New Jersey. Yeah. We go work that out, man. So we selling you global, man. All across the world now. I mean,
you know that there's a big water park, right? Is it Calamari or something like that? So
no, Great Adventure. Great Adventure. A big water park.
Pennsylvania.
It's right across the border. Yeah. Imagine if Tobago have a water park like that, boy. Think about that.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing we want to do for people, man. Make Tobago a great place.
Yeah, man. Of course.
And so I have something. Yeah, Mr. Duke. On my first visit to Tobago, I stayed at a guest house named 𝗵𝗁s, right? And I'm a poet, and I was inspired to write the following poem for Tobago. The name of the guest house is 𝗵𝗁s. Moonlight over 𝗵𝗁s shines so bright on this warm and breezy Tobago night. In the distance, the sound of the airplane engine signals more visitors are coming or going. Moonlight over 𝗵𝗁s and the shadows cast by the tree limbs are visible to the naked eye. You duck your head as a nocturnal creature flies by. I understand why Crusoe did not want to go. He wasn't stranded when he landed here in sweet Tobago. Moonlight over 𝗵𝗁s must have guided his way. Crusoe had no choice but to stay. Like me, he must have seen the 𝗹𝗶𝘆 so pristine. The nylon pool on the reef takes away the years, that's the belief. Moonlight over 𝗵𝗁s, and she is full. Moments here are never dull. My time has come, but I vow to return to 𝗵𝗁s and 𝗹𝗶𝘆, where the sun eternally burns. I wrote that in Tobago.
Big thing, man. Big thing. Big thing. I'm going to the village, man. Yeah, man. We making joke in the village, you know.
I love it.
Yeah. I think we have one more question in here before you go. Let me see where this question is.
While you're looking for that question, so we want your people in Tobago.
Go ahead.
We want the people in Tobago to know that they support Watson Duke. We on the side will be working with him every step of the way to help develop Tobago in every which way possible.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, see that. Hold on, man. I saw a question, but them questions just go so fast, man. All right. I know where the question gone. So, Mr. Duke, I want to say, man, it's been a pleasure having you, and we want to thank you so very kindly. You know, any closing words before you go, especially to the people here in the diaspora, you know, people outside of those who are actually listening on YouTube, and those people here who are listening on 95.9 FM and listen to In the Village with Diana, Ansem, and Gary, as well as Tommy, considered to be outside child by the ladies in the chat. You know, any closing words?
Yeah, I want to tell you guys thanks for having me. It's a pleasure being here again. I want to tell the fans of WZYE. How you pronounce that?
WZYE, just WZYE.
Yeah, WZYE. 95.5. Yeah. Thanks for having me, for being around, asking the questions. And I want to tell my Facebook fans, all of them who are viewing from Trinidad, Tobago, and the wider world, thanks for staying here. I think that we could do this more often. I think it's good, it's healthy. And let's see how it goes as we build up to the elections. I'm ready.
Mr. Duke, we want to thank you so very kindly, man. It's a pleasure. And say hello to your 𝗲𝗶𝘆 for us and Dr. Faith, because we have had them in the village, and tell them we appreciate them very much because they take the time to come and spend time here with us, you know, with no holds barred, you know, and we appreciate that.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much, man.
All right,
thank you.
All right,
thank you, Mr. Duke. Thank you very much.
Good night, Sir Duke.
Yeah. So, folks, it's a pleasure that we could always have, Mr. Duke. By the way, somebody getting feedback.
Tommy again.
I don't think it.
Yeah. So Mr. Mariano Browne called me and told me that he was having some difficulties with his internet. So that's why he couldn't join us. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to have him join us, at some time, maybe next week sometime. But also next week Tuesday, we're gonna start with Erica as one of the guest hosts from the chat. Because we thought we had 3 people on tonight, and we thought the time, would have gone, and we wouldn't have, a lot of time to spare, So last thing from Ron, I'm reading your thing last, Ron, I'm reading your thing last. All right, Ron, you listening? No, don't turn away. Listen, Mr. Duke, hope you be successful in the THA election and make a clean sweep, wipe out the PNM. So Ron, I read your thing. All right? Okay, you happy now? Yeah. Wait, let me make sure you're happy. All right. So last time we had Clarice closing. Who is this one here? Buck. What the hell? Buck. Buck, where you from?
You don't want to know.
Yeah. Nutcake say Buck.
Yeah.
I think we had 1 or 2 other people. We want to apologize for the new people that came in tonight. Let me quickly go back here and see her. This was a long one. Melissa Phillip was here before. Yeah, I see Buck. Haley, welcome. We didn't tell you you're welcome, Haley.
Rishi Prasad.
Yeah, tomatoes choker. He's new. Mongs said Diana is beautiful. Rishi Prasad. What?
𝗲𝗂𝗲𝗍𝘆.
The best food is at Suckhole Restaurant in Charlottesville.
Oh Lord.
Rishi, you sure about that? Oh God. Albert Montano, 𝗲𝗂𝗲𝗍𝘆. Gemma, let me tell you what I like about here, Gemma. And this is what we about here. Even though we disagreed on the statement, right? There wasn't, we could agree to disagree. And we keep it real in the village. That's what it is, man. We keep it real in the village, right? So we all family. All request say, but we're going. Let me see what Waller feel nuts, Melissa. My dog. What again, boy? Rishi.
Waller feel nuts gone making peanut butter.
Rishi Sutherland from Tobago, boy. Rishi Sutherland was new too. Jamaat said power corrupts. And absolutely, power corrupts absolutely. What guarantees do you give that your governance will not succumb to the ills of the past government? Jama, we sorry. We missed that one. But I still feel, Mr. Watson.
I think I did ask him that.
You asked him that?
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay. All right, cool. Just want to make sure. All right. Diana, who put in the closing words in the chat?
I don't know. Tommy, who put in Rishi? That Rishi put it.
Rishi, put your closing words in the chat. We always like the person new to close the thing. So put your closing words in the chat, and we read your closing words in the chat. All right. So and I'm taking notes. So Rishi, R-I-S-I. He said Rishi.
From next week, Rose. From next week, co-hosting.
Yeah, we started with Erica, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rose asked the question.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we're selecting you, and remember, you have to be clean, and it's on a delayed basis. So if you're not clean, we won't play it.
Yeah, Diana, turn so we could see you and full thing in each thing. Yeah. All
right, I was hiding.
Yeah, so folks, also, all right, it's important that Buck, I don't know when the people come into this beginning on Clarice case, and I know if they read, but maybe you know Clarice. So folks, what's important, right? The only important thing that we say is that please subscribe to the YouTube channel, since we have been banned from Facebook for 2 months. We're not going to get out of Facebook jail until next month. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe and share the YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. So subscribe to WZYE TV subscribe and share the channel, right? And we really and truly appreciate all of you. So Rishi, you have to put the closing comments in the chat. And Anthony Medford as well. Good night, Anthony Medford. Thank you.
Stay safe.
Yeah.
Stay safe, Lana.
Yeah. You can't. Oh God.
I still, you still ain't give me the number for the guy that knock on the door, Ansel.
Oh no. I call up Tommy. Tommy Joseph, so you go send me the number. So Diana, here we go. Go ahead, Diana.
Rishi Sud, is that the person?
No, you going first.
Oh, I'm going first. That's what
Yeah.
You caught me off guard, man. I'm usually prepared. All right, I wanted to do address the matter where the silence and the journalists and how they're treating, what's the lady's name? Brave Boy? What's her name?
Marcia Brave Boy.
Yeah, good. In a democracy where politicians believe their own spin and freely offer their view on current issues, it is crucial for journalists to actively seek information and knock on closed doors to reveal what is really happening. Journalists play a crucial role in keeping a free and informed society. They help people connect no matter their location on the globe. With such a crucial role in people's lives, journalism clearly matters. Without it, the government would dominate and the majority of society would be ignorant to their surroundings. In order to prevent this and to allow a democratic society to work, active participation is required along with free debate, as this encourages an informed decision when it comes to choosing representation. Journalists also sieve through the vast papers of political jargon to reach the core and the truth that lies buried within in order to leave the electorate empowered. Politicians are also very aware of the significance of journalism, as without it, they cannot effectively function. Journalists who work in the service of truth, including inconvenient truths, can find themselves becoming a target of lies, rumors, and hoaxes designed to intimidate and discredit them and their journalism, especially when their work threatens to expose those who are commissioning or committing disinformation. WZYE has invited many individuals with varying political persuasions to partake in meaningful discussions in the village. Many have obliged and have found the experience so engaging that they returned on several times. We have also extended the same invitation to members of the incumbent party in TNT, especially the leader, Dr. Rowley, who has received overwhelming support from us here at WZYE in the past, especially Mr. Anselm LeBourne. But because we have dissented against a wicked exemption policy, he and other members of his party refuse to engage us here in the diaspora and make an appearance in the village. The only MP from the incumbent who engages with us via chat is the Honorable Hines. The caliber of guests that have appeared on our platform thus far proves to the listening and viewing audience that we are about disseminating truth. To the incumbent PNM, TNT, this is a formal invitation to anyone to reach out to us. We have a say in what goes on in our birthland too. This is Diana Benskin, aka The Storm, bidding you auf Wiedersehen until we meet again. Good night.
So there you go, folks. That is the one and only The Storm, Diana Waveney Benskin. Gary, you want to go?
Yeah, I'm out on the road, so I'm going to say good night. Diana, they don't want to face the truth, Diana. They can't face up the truth. They can't handle us, you know, but we welcome anyone who wants to come on board and tell us what's happening in their part of the woods in Trinidad and Tobago, and full support for Brother Duke and his effort down there. And with that, I will say good night because I'm on the road here.
So, in the words of Harry Truman, once a government is committed to the principle of silencing the voice of opposition, it has only one way to go, and that is down the path of increasingly repressive measures until it becomes a source of terror to all its citizens and create a country where everyone lives in fear. That's a special message to the Congress on the Internal Security of the United States, August 8, 1950, Harry S. Truman. Tommy?
Yes, sir. Believe in your infinite potential. Your only limitation are those that you set for yourself. That's Ray T. Bennett. Also, discovering the truth about ourselves is a lifetime's work, but it's worth the effort. And that's by Fred Rogers. Pleasant good night to all, and we thank you.
Yeah. And let me just say something here, folks. Gemma asked why they put us in jail. Gemma, one of our stream, I guess somebody reported it for something that violated some community standards, and I went over the video, and there was nothing there that I see that reported that was anything that violated any community standards, but Facebook still put us in jail, you know, for 2 months. And I want to say something to all the people that's joining us in the chat. Folks, our chat is a clean chat. We're not going to allow, you know, any kind of disrespect in the chat. Our chat is a clean chat, and we appreciate all of you. But if you're going to come in the chat and you're not going to keep it clean, right, you have to keep it clean. If you're not going to keep it clean, we rather have 5 people in the chat with all of them keeping it clean. All right, so we are just telling you, when you come in, just keep it clean and everybody will be fine. Cool? As of course, we say we keep it real here in the village. So this is 𝗲𝗍𝗄𝗧 closing words. Okay, I have listened to you all before, and it was very interesting. Mr. Duke knows a lot of Tobago history, which is interesting. I do hope Tobago gets independence. All the best to all of you. And we're going to go out tonight with no other than, let me see if there's any, I see one last comment here. Let me see if this is the last comment there. Yes, good night to each and every one. So we're going to go out tonight with, let's go out tonight with, oh yeah, DJ Bravo. DJ Bravo. Good night, folks. See you, same WZYE time, same WZYE channel later.
47 music. This is oh Lord, Trinidad and Tobago. This is DJ Bravo. I'm hurting you up. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up in parliament economy. But let the moderator say another body in a dream. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's son brain. Who take the S out of Port of Spain. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. Now with the love, with the vibes, with the hope,
Now tell me something, how you really want we cope? When the children breathing in too much gun smoke, and the Coast Guard can never see a boat. You sounding like some goats when they come looking for votes. With the empty promises, reading like a horoscope. Justice for sale in a fat envelope. Politically, all the answers is a joke. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up in the parliament economy. But look the moderator saying another body in a jail. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's son brain. Who take the S out of Port of Spain. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. It doesn't matter the religion, the color, the creed, or the race. It's our responsibility to take care of our place. Champion.